Yo, what's up, everybody? We back. Happy Magic Monday. Little late, but better than nothing. Make sure we're all good. Yep, my voice sounds different still, but hey, that's what I got. I feel better though. I just sound terrible. We got a lot of stuff for Magic Monday, Mat Side Monday. Hopefully, I make it to the mat. A little tired, but I feel good. Got a lot of UFC news, MMA news, some CGI news, some GoFundMe news. Let me make sure I got some money to donate today. A lot of stuff going down, man. I just try my best to keep up, and that's basically it. Try to keep up. So again, I want this channel to be pretty, I want to say fluid, but have cool techniques on here. Maybe eventually have some other guests on here. Looking for that soon. I also want this to be a giving channel, so we see people in need. We're gonna try to give a little bit, however much we can. Might not be too much, but if we can inspire you guys to give a little bit, open up that wallet, like I'm about to open up my wallet. That will go a long ways, guys. So do what you can do, and I think that's really beneficial. Like, who else doing that? Who else over here giving money? I don't see Gordon Ryan give you money. I don't see Daddy Danaher giving you money, and for sure not Daddy Dana. They not giving you money. Well, Dana might give you money if you his friend, but he probably won't. But look at me, Daddy Alec. Daddy Alec opened up his wallet, give you a couple dollars, some coins, some shekels. Yeah, eventually I want to do, God willing, have some healthy cooking on here. Just give me time, man. I got some stuff cooking up. Maybe some outdoor stuff. We can do whatever we want on this channel. That's what I love about it. So again, hope you guys enjoy your Mat Side Monday, Magic Monday. Go step out your comfort zone. That's what I tell myself sometimes when I don't feel like training, or I'm tired, or there's an easy way out. I say, you know what, man, go for it, man. Try it. All right. So again, I told you guys we got a lot of UFC news. I don't like the UFC, but hard to avoid the biggest shark in the industry. So we'll get into it. Says Hamzat Chimaev becomes UFC champion, earns his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm not the biggest fan of MMA black belts. You've seen some of them. They're terrible usually. But I believe Chimaev, he trains with Alan Fimfu, who is one of the best. Josiah's happy about it. What's up, Josiah? Happy Magic Monday, a.k.a. Mat Side Monday. He does train with Alan Fimfu, who is a legit 10-a-day black belt from Brazil, from the favelas. If you watch my 10-a-day video, we covered a lot about Alan Fimfu. Josiah said, sup, dog. Gianni said he would have. Man. Nah. Oh, I'm going Owen Jones. Until Giannis gets back to drilling and leads Bodega, I'm going with the other dude. UFC was good. Okay. All right. Got destroyed. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to beat that lifetime of grappling. All them lifetime grapplers, Fionn Davies, Ronda Rousey, Chimaev, Khabib, all them people's tough. All they've known since birth is struggle and work ethic. How are you supposed to beat this guy? He been training for this. He been training for this moment his whole entire life. He been fighting his people have been fighting for centuries, millennia. How are you supposed to beat that guy? You want $100? All right, donate that $100. Donate to me. I'll donate. I'm going to send that money to a good cause. All that to say that, Chimaev is probably the real deal. I need to watch his grappling. I can critique. I'll give a critique, but his coach is good. But we saw that with Jake Shields. Just because your coach is good doesn't mean you deserve the belt. Says, in one of the most dominant title performances in recent memory, Khamzat Chimaev captured UFC gold in Chicago with a 5-round clinic against Dricus. The Chechnyan Swedish star, we got a lot of people like that in Sweden, showcased relentless wrestling, suffocating top control, and flawless transitions. Basically, we're going back to the ground and pound days, but more wrestling, better wrestling than back in the day. Yeah, donate to Gianni because he need money for rent. It's expensive over there in New Jersey. Flawless transitions, leaving no doubt in the judges' eyes. By the end of the fight, the scorecards were a clean sweep. Dricus, known for his toughness and grit, you need skill to win that UFC championship. Simply had no answer for Chimaev's takedowns and pressure. Every round looked the same. Chimaev closed the distance, dragged the champion to the mat, and smothered him with strikes and positional dominance. After Bruce Buffer announced the new champion, the crowd erupted. But the night wasn't over. In a touching and historic moment, Chimaev's longtime Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach, Alan Finfu Nascimento, shout out to Finfu, super great guy, entered the cage and tied a black belt around his waist and raised his hand. Now, I'm not sure if winning an MMA fight, no matter what MMA fight is warrants to get your black belt. I know I'm being tough, but shouldn't you win a jiu-jitsu tournament and then get your black belt? Although I understand what the meaning behind it is. I'm just being hard. No, did he? But being hard that he basically wrestled. If Money Bird competed in UFC and his black belt self, with his black belt self improves, he's actual black belt. I would. Okay, well, the evidence showed it. All we ever asked was evidence. They can find someone for him to beat. Some fighters, some good fighters actually would take a dive for, I don't know, chump change to Moneyberg. Says the double celebration, a UFC title, and a BJJ black belt. What a rare sight in MMA. For Chimaev, it marked the culmination of years of dedication, not only to MMA, but to the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the discipline that defined his domination in this fight. Says Chimaev's rise through the UFC has always been fueled by raw athleticism, relentless grappling, but critics often wondered how his submission game would stack up against the elite. Tonight, those doubts were erased. His ground control, positional awareness, and ability to shut down every escape attempt looked like the work of a seasoned black belt. Which is funny because when we watch tournaments, defensive fighters aren't awarded. When you're in a tournament, you're penalized for being defensive. Yet in MMA, so the whole focus is different. MMA, you're rewarded for being defensive, not letting anything happen, for stalling, holding positions, controlling positions. You go to IBJJF or some of these tournaments, they be penalizing you. You're going to get penalty. You're going to lose. So real jiu-jitsu, while it is a martial art, it's about more attacking, being on the offensive, getting submissions, controlling position also, but a little bit more focus on getting those submissions, which I don't think it happened. But, I'm going to be hard. I didn't see the whole match. But, shout out to, wrestling to get you some wins now. Now, are people excited? Probably not. It might not be as excited as we want them to be. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. I might take some medicine in a little bit. It says GoFundMe campaign organized for competitor who passed away at IBJJ Chicago Open. Sorry, Josiah, I just saw your post. I'll fight in UFC and learn every martial art. Well, as long as you can punch, you could probably knock out Gianni. Well, he might pull. He definitely gonna pull guard. Dante Leon needs to fight for the UFC. The kid can wrestle and kick booty like no tomorrow. I'm not sure what he's doing. Jiu-jitsu people don't really want to do MMA. Let's be honest. Like, if people like Damian Maia and Jacare Souza, Mackenzie Dern could have made money like the money they're making now in jiu-jitsu, they probably would not have gone over to MMA. They would have just stayed over in jiu-jitsu. So, I'm not sure. The kids nowadays are making more money. They got more sponsors, more freedom staying out of the UFC. And it's only a couple people like the Tackets and Mikey. People that really want attention, they'll go to the UFC. But if you want freedom, why go to the UFC? Yeah, why go to the UFC if you want your freedom? Do you want to be under Daddy Dana? No Diddy? Or maybe yes Diddy? Why would you want to be under people that don't train? People like Claudia, she don't really train no more. She be in the basement with Moneyberg. Which reminds me, we got a lot to do with Moneyberg. I don't know who's all on the stream, but Moneyberg's got a little stream coming up today. I'm gonna be gone later, so I won't be there. But if you guys have the ability to go check out Moneyberg's stream, his Zoom meeting, go check it out. I'm not gonna be in there. I don't like to fall into traps, so I'm not gonna be in there and have all Moneyberg's guys trying to jump me online. So if you guys want to sneak across the enemy lines, go ahead for me and let me know what they're doing over there, what they're talking about. Are they talking about me? If they are, fine. If they're not, fine. I'm not a fake black belt. Why? I'm not upset. He can call me a hater all he wants. All we ever asked for was some proof of rolling with people he didn't pay. I zoom in a little bit. So GoFundMe for the guy that passed away is this guy in the white belt. Oh, my white belts. Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community has come together in a show of solidarity following the tragic passing of competitor Alves. I can't say his last name. I'm just going to say Alves. At the IBJJF Chicago Summer Open. In the wake of the heartbreaking news, Andre Pimenta launched a GoFundMe campaign on behalf of Angela Reyes to provide support for the Villarreal family. The effort has already drawn widespread generosity with more than $5,800 raised towards the $10,000 target. That sounds like they need some money for the funeral and stuff. Alves was deeply loved by everyone who knew him. He built a beautiful family and poured his heart into them every day. His kindness, smile, and generosity touched our community in countless ways. Sadly, he left us far too soon, but we trust in God's will and hold on to the love he shared with us. We are creating this GoFundMe to support his family during this difficult time. Any contribution, big or small, will help with immediate expenses and show them how much Alves meant to all of us. Man, I've got my butt kicked this last couple days. You guys heard me struggling. I feel good. I just sound terrible. The incident occurred shortly after Villarreal Alves had completed his scheduled match at the tournament, according to the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They saying everything to protect themselves, which I understand they are a private organization. But they're like, he finished his match. He was outside of the arena, outside the ring area, the mat area. The athlete suffered a sudden medical emergency in the spectator area that required an urgent response from staff and on-site medical professionals. IBJJF staff, along with trained medical personnel and other qualified first responders, acted immediately, utilizing all available life-saving techniques, equipment, and medical protocols in an effort to assist. Alves was transported to a nearby hospital where doctors continued treatment, but despite extensive efforts at both the venue and the medical facility, he sadly could not be revived. So we're gonna try to donate a little bit to this GoFundMe. And what I do, I'm just gonna put a link in our chat, and it's really $10,000, man. That really is not that much money, man. So we're just gonna ask you to donate whatever you can. We'll read this again. It's not very long. But yeah, he looks like a dude that could be in your white belt, your class, your school right now, in the white belt class, giving you a hard roll. You know, doesn't he look like just a regular dude that you guys might be fighting? You know, regular white belt dude with a family you guys see every day. Did I copy that? Let me make sure I did it right. Let me refresh this. I don't know if I copied the right link. But yeah, I said I want this channel to be a lot of things, but definitely giving. We should always be giving. Try to help out, you know. And again, I ask you, who else helping out? I mean, people they don't have to tell you if they're helping out, but you know, as much talking as they be doing, you expect people like Mikey and some of these other people to be out here. Where's Moneyberg? Where's Mikey? Where's all these guys that make a lot more money than me? I can't pin it. Let me switch my account. Yeah, where's all these guys that make a lot more money than me at? Moneyberg can spend $10. He can spend $10,000 for a private lesson. Where the heck is my post at? My double post, guys. I can't see. Yeah, Moneyberg can spend $10,000. There you go. Yeah, Moneyberg can spend $10,000 on a private lesson, but can't spend $10,000 to save one of us. He probably wouldn't. If I had Moneyberg's money, bro, I would do it. Well, I'll be anonymous though, but I'll be spreading the love. All right, so I pinned in the chat there. If you guys want to donate, I'm not gonna force you guys to donate. I'll just leave it open if you want to. Where the heck's my thing at? Yeah, I don't want to hear nobody say I was stingy. Well, so maybe some family members could say I was stingy, but nobody in jiu-jitsu could say I was stingy. Let's see. I think I'm going to give a little bit of money. I spent a lot of money this weekend, so traveling. I'm going to switch a little bit different. I don't want you guys seeing everything I got over here. Let me switch to Big Alec. What's up, everybody? Magic Monday, Mad Side Monday. Everybody doing good? Josiah, you doing good? Even when my bank account low, I still donate money. Bank account been gouged out. Bank account been gouged out. All right, there we go. I gave my last $10, guys. There you go. There you go. I don't want to hear nobody say I was stingy with my couple dollars. You know, I ain't got that much money. I don't have Mikey money, guys. I wasn't under Chattery making $50,000 to beat Sambo people that can't defend leg locks, or old retired MMA fighters like Shinya Aoki and Imanari. You know, I wasn't getting $50,000 to beat those dudes up. I'm not under Daddy Dana getting $50,000 and, you know, selling out jiu-jitsu. I don't make that kind of Mikey money. I'm too good to be making that kind of Mikey money. Too good morally. Now, if you sell your morals, that's when you start making some real money in jiu-jitsu, bro. You sell, them dudes be making a lot of money. All right, I gave a little bit. So again, on this channel, we're gonna open up our wallet when we can, even if it's only $1. Even if it ain't much. But I think the act of giving, you're gonna feel better. And who else telling you guys to give in jiu-jitsu? All these jiu-jitsu guys do is take. Take your money for instructionals, take your money for seminars, take your money for membership fees, take your money for merchandise fees. I ain't never seen no jiu-jitsu person give. Stingy MFs out here, man. Nothing but stingy. So if you guys want to give, I might post this to my social media, my Instagram, and I'll put the link in there. So if you guys want to give that way, otherwise it's in the chat. If you guys want to donate $1, $2, Josiah just got a lot of money from UFC for betting on the UFC. So if you want to donate $1, why am I moving that up? Yeah, if you want to donate $1 to this guy, go ahead. I didn't tell you guys to give me money. I said give that guy. That's actually family gonna need that money. So let me read this real fast, just so you know. This is a person. It's a real person. Yeah, he's got loved ones. In loving memory of Alvis, Alvis was deeply loved by everyone who knew him. He built a beautiful family, and poured his heart into them every day. His kindness, smile, and generosity touched our community in countless ways. Isn't that crazy? That's what people remember you for. They're not going to remember you for being awesome. He was an awesome jiu-jitsu guy. He was awesome. He was awesome accountant. He was awesome. He was a great executive. Nobody gonna mention none of that stuff. Said his kindness, his smile, and his generosity. That's what people are going to remember you for. Sadly, he left us too soon, but we trust in God's will and hold on to the love he shared with us. We are creating this GoFundMe to support his family during this difficult time. Any contribution, big or small, will help with immediate expenses and show them how much Alvis meant to all of us. Thank you for your support, your prayers, and for keeping Alvis's family in your hearts. I hope if I pass away one day, knock on wood, I hope I'm here for a long time. You guys donate $1 to the GoFundMe. I'll just bury him in the backyard. You talk about that? We just talked about that. We'll bring this one up later. Let's get some Instagram stories. Says Jason Knopf talks about how he would train if he was growing up or something. I don't know. Let's listen to it.
My schedule was usually like Sunday I would practice once, Monday would be twice, Tuesday twice, Wednesday twice, and I had to drive an hour and a half. Or to Young Guns it was only an hour, but I drive an hour each way to practice. I would stay after, do extra rope climbs or sprints or pull-ups, whatever it was. And then Thursday and Friday usually just train once, and then Saturday was off if I wasn't competing. So like I was training like 9-10 times a week.
Rest in season. So you'd go to high school practice and then to club practice?
Yeah. It was a 2-hour high school practice too, and they were hard as crap, everything. And then I would have to drive an hour, and all while cutting so much weight. That's one thing I would change about my high school career is if I had to go back and do it again, I would not cut any weight because it was literally miserable. Like the training stuff, like I was so used to that, like that wasn't necessarily fun for me, but I also knew like what I wanted to accomplish. But cutting weight and nutrition would be the biggest things that I would change now that I have a better understanding of it. I would encourage kids to train how I did. My schedule was usually like Sunday I would practice once, Monday would be twice, Tuesday twice, Wednesday twice, and I had to drive an hour and a half. Or to Young Guns it was only an hour, but I drive an hour each way to practice. I would stay after.
That doesn't motivate you guys to get out there and train. I don't know what will. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get you guys to get out there and train. I guess I'll keep badgering you guys. So Jason Off says he wouldn't cut weight if he could go back in time. So any youth people, any young wrestlers, grapplers, I tell them not to cut weight. I'd rather you get your butt kicked and feel great, eating healthy, being hydrated, than to go out there and cut weight. Even even if the kids or the teenagers are bigger, just go ahead and take those whoopings. It's better to just eat and grow than to, starve yourself. That's good advice from Mr. Jason Off. We talked about this last week. Wagner Hosha is going to be the second wild card for New Wave. So shout out to him. I believe he's going to be the oldest athlete out there. 42, 43. So even after having severe health issues, he's still out there. Now, I hope he's taking care of himself. We don't want to see nobody dying out there at CJ Hype. Knock on wood for. I don't want to see nobody out there. I don't even know CPR. Maybe I should take that CPR class. But yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of your health. Eat healthy. I'm not saying I'm always healthy. Look, I'm not healthy right now. Marcelo answered the call and faced Wagner. Yeah, I want to see it. Marcelo said he'd go out there for $1 million. We got Mr. Joseph Chin. He thinks he's a judoka. Yeah, that's nice. Guys, make sure you practice that kind of throw because, I've seen people blow other people's legs out. If they sit into the knee. So just be careful, in training. Maybe get a crash pad or maybe go take judo classes. I think Joseph has a little bit of judo experience. And not only do you need to know judo, but you need to make sure the person getting thrown knows how to fall properly. How many times have you seen someone that didn't know how to fall properly got injured? Or the person attempting to throw didn't know what he was doing and got injured. Going Joseph Chin. Yeah, Joseph Chin going to beat Grippo. Joseph Chin is way bigger than Grippo. Grippo ain't nothing but 155, bro. Joseph Chin got a cut to 170. We got Miss Baron Bozo. You guys know her. She's pretty big on social media now. Miss Judo, yeah. She says the person across the map from you probably has more in common with you than anyone else in the world. You have been thinking about each other for hours, days, and sometimes weeks. No diddy. You paid for the experience of this person to study you, to come at you as hard as they can, no diddy, and try to do something terrible to you, no diddy. Hopefully you do the same to them beforehand, though. This is both of your deranged ideals of a fun weekend, having nervous poops. Nervous poops? What the heck? What you talking about, Baron Bozo? And pacing around the dipping dots stand for hours before your matches. Looking at each other, but not looking at each other. All of these thoughts cross your mind as you are completely drenched in at least 2 people's sweat. What a lovely Sunday afternoon. I don't really think about my opponent too much. And especially now, I'm thinking, how I'm gonna beat this MF? How I'm gonna beat this person? I'm trying to get some points. We all competitors go through different mental states. Some people scared, some people amped up, some people chill, some people tired, some people bored, some people, everybody different, Lucas Tracy, super fan. Stop saying no diddy, pushing 40. I can say Marley. What's up, Marley? I can say no diddy. Whenever somebody trolls me, I say, what's up, Marley? It's all good, bro. I'm going to keep saying no diddy. Listen, Diddy old too. The people we got to watch out for is these old dudes, old people. What's up, Marley, man? We missed you, man. Josiah missed you. Oh, we got Craig Jones. I can't even see. I didn't even know that was him. Marley, I know it's you, man. It's all good.
Oh, Negromonte looking on our leg from here. Trying to spend his ball now. Goodness!
That is Charles Negromonte. He'll be representing Team Europe. That is one of the most beautiful knee bars, one of the most satisfying knee bars I've ever seen in my entire life. He's a heavy hitter and Europe needs it. He wants me to shout out Wild Vortices. He also wants me to remind people that yes, he did indeed beat me at Nogi Worlds. That hurts, but that alone undoes all that pain. Charles Negromonte, Team Europe, live and free on YouTube, August 30-31.
Harley, we know it too, man. We know you got too many alter egos. Shout out to Craig. Guys, Craig is looking rough, so make sure you're donating some money to CJI. I'm going to be there in person supporting. I'm going to probably be on the stream. I'll probably support a little bit if I got some money. If I didn't spend all my money in Vegas and next week, which I already spent all my money. I spent all my money already. So yeah, we'll go out there and support. I actually fought Charles Negromonte too. I think I lost some points or something, maybe advantage or something. What was the score? Spirit of Justice, what's up? Happy Matt Side Monday, aka Magic Monday. Yeah, I don't remember the points or anything. I thought it was pretty interesting. It says Urban Meyer's 2005 to 2010 Florida Gators team was built different.
Urban introduced the Champions Club. He put tape on the ground and wherever we ate. And if you were in the Champions Club, you had white linens on your table, you ate steak, you ate lobster, you had a server that brought you food. If you were on the other side of that tape, you ate hot dogs and hamburgers, you had to go get it yourself. Urban said, I'm gonna treat my superstars like superstars, and I'm gonna treat my shit like shit. If I treat you like shit, and you want me to change, then you find a way to make yourself into a superstar, and I'll start treating you like that. To me, I was like, oh, that is so profound. Every coach does it, but no coach says it. You go out, and when it's time for you to make the tackle, make the fucking tackle.
Yeah, the mentality is you talk about UFC fans hating on grappling yet. Yeah, we will talk a little bit about that. I mean, wrestling, they don't care. Actually, to be fair, if you want to say exciting grappling arts, it's going to be judo. Whenever they do judo moves, everybody's excited. The big throw, the big hip throw, foot sweep, boom, exciting. Now, when they do double legs, single leg, or if they're doing anything on the ground, like jiu-jitsu stuff, boring. So, judo is more exciting. Who's more exciting, judo, wrestling, or jiu-jitsu? Submissions are exciting, but, MMA dudes ain't really got good jiu-jitsu submissions, really. Not no more. You might have a dude that got 5 submission wins. Yeah, but if you do a judo throw, high amplitude move, people love that stuff. Better Me, what's up? Yeah, so I think judo actually is more exciting than wrestling and jiu-jitsu. But most people, I mean, they hated all the ground and pound back in the day. Mark Coleman, Randleman, Kevin Randleman, Sean Shirk, Matt Hughes, what's the older guy? What's the bald guy that did Greco? I can't remember his name. Yeah, I can't remember his name for some reason. Yeah, I mean, wrestling always been a part of MMA. I mean, nobody can beat those guys. So what are you gonna say? You can't. I mean, there's not too many Adesanyas anymore. There's not too many Pereiras that can beat those wrestlers. Yeah, until the meta changes, I don't know what to say. Tough coaching. Tough coaching can get results, but sometimes, they can take it too far. You see this in some other countries, Japan, some of these other countries where them coaches go too far, whereas it's kind of almost the same level as abuse. That's going too far. There's ways to motivate people where you don't have to create this Lord of the Flies kind of culture. Judo has way more weapons. Yeah. You just don't have that many judo people going into MMA. Yeah, Cairo Parisian, Kayla Harris, Ronda Rousey, Ishin. Ishin's probably the high. I think for dudes, he's the only guy I know with the Olympic gold medal that fought MMA. Imagine if you had Teddy Reiner or somebody went into MMA. He'd be up there fighting. He would have to fight John Jones or Ngannou or somebody, Cigano, somebody for his first match. Says I like stand up and striking, but was really pleased to see Hamzat's wrestling. You're an outlier. Most people can't see the technical prowess of wrestling. Carolyn, yeah. Well, he didn't fight MMA, did he? But if he did, yeah, they they wouldn't let him fight. He's a Russian asset. Brock Lesnar was scary. When Brock Lesnar came over to UFC, he couldn't take a punch, but he was scary. Yeah, I mean, the fans of Mikey talks about growing the sport, but look at the UFC's fan base. Do you really want all the? I mean, we have profited and progressed through the UFC association with the UFC. Gracie's and all that stuff. But your average UFC fan is not someone. They ain't got two brain cells. We over here full of tism, and the average UFC fan ain't got two brain cells to rub together. Teddy, UFC couldn't afford it. I mean, they can. They just would never give him money. UFC got $7.7 billion, bro. How much does Teddy Reiner make? I mean, he make more than all the American judoka, I'm sure. Mushmaster, what's going on? For some reason, I thought you were someone else. I know who you are now, but I thought you were someone else. But I know who you are, man. Shout out to you. I feel like most MMA fans don't like MMA. They only like the discourse and feeling involved. Yeah. It's no different than the Roman circus back in the day. They just want to see blood. They want to see knockouts. That's why you only get a bonus. You know what's going to happen with the UFC? When they take away the pay-per-view points, no more pay-per-view really. You're only going to get a bonus. So if you're going to get a standard contract. Maybe there might be some incentives, but you're going to have to get that bonus, that knockout bonus, that submission bonus. Them people are going to be desperate. I mean, the UFC fighters are already desperate for that $50K bonus. Every sport. Yeah. I mean, most sports, especially the Olympic sports, it's rough out here. Think about track and field. They struggling. Yeah, most of the sports are struggling. The fighters are struggling. Yeah. Marley says, I box. If I try BJJ, would I have good cardio? Yeah, I mean, yeah, boxing cardio. Do some kickboxing too. You're going to get some good cardio. Like some general cardio. Heck, I think all jiu-jitsu people should know how to throw a couple punches and kicks too. Says you'll be amazed. Look it up. Yeah, we'll look up Teddy Reiner. I know you guys keep talking about Teddy Reiner. I already know he makes more money than all the Americans. I mean, other countries, they treat their Olympic champions well. Here, you kind of good luck, because it's amateur sport, so they're not really supporting you. I mean, they give you facilities and coaching. I mean, that does go a long ways, though. Jason Whitfield, happy Mat Side Monday, man. He says Hamza is not what we would consider high-level wrestling compared to someone like Bo Nickel. The difference is Hamza is true to who he is, a dog of a wrestler, and says, stop it, and no one can, yeah. Bo is a really good wrestler. I'm not sure why. I mean, Bo's good, but also Bo's trying to knock people out. Those Eastern Europeans, the Dagestani, I know he's Chechenian, they keep to the program. They don't care if you call them boring. They're gonna win. Whereas the Americans, people like Bo, he likes the attention. He wants to make more money. If you want to make money in the UFC, you got to become a striker. I mean, you can still wrestle, but I feel like you have to eventually, you're gonna have to have some hands somewhere. I didn't think Bo was really that good. He had some good matchups that he was supposed to win, but eventually the UFC they're gonna give you somebody that's super tough, underrated, and that's kind of what happened to him. What the heck? Let's look at the AI first, and then we'll go pop over to our MMA. Says there's no definitively confirmed figure for Teddy Reiner's net worth, but estimates suggest it's substantial due to his highly decorated judo career and various endorsements. And that's where you get that money. Endorsements. That's why, if you guys remember 2016, Jordan Burroughs was like, because he won 2012 Olympics, and 2016, he's like, bro, I'm about to make some real money with endorsements. Nike and whoever, I don't know who he had endorsements with. But that's when you make that big money, them endorsements right before the Olympics. It says, based on online discussions and reports, some sources suggest Reiner is worth over $1 million. I hope so. Said Reddit discussion from July 23 mentioned a reported net worth of oh God. $245 million. I don't believe that. That's too much. Yeah, maybe it's possible, but I don't know. Let's see. He had endorsement deals with major brands like Under Armour, Adidas, a French bake, German online grocery store. It says Reiner is an investor in several companies. Okay, yeah. He also owns a judo gi. Oh, I didn't know that. Called Fight Art, which is officially certified by the IGF. And he reportedly turned down a 15 million euro offer to fight 3 bouts in UFC. Really? Okay, that might be true. The 245 though, man, that's some football money. Yeah, maybe. And we over here complain. We trying to make $1 million. We crazy, bro. We crazy. We trying to make $1 million. I mean, you go to PGF, people making $1,000. They getting their legs destroyed for $1,000. That's wild. Couldn't be me. But if you turn down that $15 million, you never know. 16 basically. What, $5 million to fight? Or something like that. That's wild. UFC don't give that. They don't give that money to nobody. UFC Let me go to Reddit real fast. Let's see. Maybe we could be wrong. Multiple Olympic gold medalist heavyweight judoka Teddy Riner said he has been offered $15 million for 3 MMA fights last year. He declined because he's not interested in the money or the sport. So maybe. I mean, how much money do you need, really? You don't need people. Regular people, I'm not saying he's regular, but regular people don't need 15 million euros, $15 million. You know, you don't need that much money. If you live in a decent life, got a couple investments, I mean, $15 million, I'll take $15 million. Moneyberg. Moneyberg. Don't take that. Guys, say no to Moneyberg, please. If you guys joining us, I think Moneyberg is going to have a live stream sometime today. I got to go train. But if you guys got free time, go check it out. Go behind enemy lines for me. Let me know what Moneyberg's planning over there. I'll pull that up in a minute if it's still up. Says, will I ever fight MMA? The answer is no. No room for doubt. However, he does confirm that in 2024 he received $15 million offer to fight 3 bouts in UFC, an offer he turned down. If I signed there, everything I built in judo, my entire record would disappear. I'm not interested. So if you join UFC, I think the Judo Federation excommunicates you, right? Is that what happens? They just kick you out of judo. No more judo for you. That's what it seems like. All the MMA fighters from the judo background seems like they never go back to judo. Really. And I think the judo federations are crazy for that. Especially here in America. We talked about that. I won't talk about it now. That being said, Reiner does not look down on MMA. He acknowledges that the sport does compete with judo. It's a different sport. As they have different audiences. However, he does admit that MMA can be brutal. It's violent because you see blood. You see things you wouldn't want to see happen to your children. But they say it's regulated and becoming more controlled. Yeah. Says if he fought in the event in France, they would need a soccer stadium. But also Teddy is rich. $15 million is not going to get him to even consider MMA. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know his net worth. I'm sure he's getting taken care of in France. But, you know, you come to America, I don't think any of the judoka are living like him. Kayla Harrison, is she a 2-time Olympic gold medalist? She got to fight. She out here fighting, cutting all this weight. Almost killing herself to make weight. And I don't think she probably doesn't have $15 million. And that's with the PGF and the UFC. I'd be surprised if she made $6 million in her MMA career. Not only is he a superstar in judo, but he's also physically huge. Like, he's a lot bigger than Ngannou, for example, who's already pretty huge. He weighs 350. There's no way he could get down to 260. Oh yeah, he can't make the weight anyway. Teddy Riner sells out any stadium in Europe in a matter of minutes after tickets go on sale. People don't realize how popular judo is around the world and how much of an absolute star Riner is. The president came to watch him compete at the Olympics. Well, the president's going to have the UFC on his front lawn. I mean, I don't think it's a comparison. This is absolutely unbelievable. Also, good idea for him to say no, considering he won't make weight, and any top 15 heavyweight probably KOs him. I mean, we don't know any figures, you know. A lot of Americans looking at it from only their perspective. Just because we don't know him doesn't mean the people in the country he represents don't. Yeah, I don't know. He's too big anyway. Moving on, we got Mr. John Smith, who retired last year. That's how David Taylor got the coaching job. He's going back to the Cowboys. So he's going to be the cowgirl wrestling volunteer assistant. So he's going to be helping the girls team. So he returns to coaching. So that's pretty amazing. So women's, I'm about to say judo. Women's wrestling is growing. I don't know about women's judo. Women's jiu-jitsu is growing too. So they're putting some big names. I mean, John Smith is as big as the name as you can get. And he's going to be helping the ladies now. So that's going to be the next move. We saw that with the last Olympics. Who came through for Team America? It was the girls, not the guys. The girls came through. Kennedy Blades, Helen, Sarah Hildebrandt, Amit. All the girls, basically all the girls did something. I'm trying to think of a girl that didn't do much. Yeah, most of the girls did something. Placed or did something. Won. Now for my dudes, what Kyle Dake do? Bronze medal? I mean, it's still an Olympic medal though. Spencer Lee, silver, I believe. And Snyder. Aaron Brooks didn't even get bronze. What happened to Aaron Brooks? Aaron Brooks should have won that. Well, he got beat up by that Khabib looking dude that was representing Bulgaria, but looked like big Khabib. Man, Aaron Brooks got woo. We can't play the match. I forget what it's called, but it's like the guy had his neck in parterre and had his leg. So basically making him do that boat pose in yoga where you bring your feet to your head. That's not supposed to happen. I don't know. You know, Aaron Brooks got hit with the sanction, so I think he should be back in 2028. But it's wild out here. We got Mr. Mika. So he beat a black belt as a blue belt, but I think he gave this guy a concussion before he armbarred him.
Like here on my armpit, and then I'm just able to circle it over, pass my leg over his head, and then get that armbar. He didn't want to tap. I kept going. At some point, I got a very good angle, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just lock his arm in here, and then I'm gonna push, and then he's gonna tap. And I still didn't feel the tap, and when I realized his arm just popped up back, like 4-minute V on the opposite side. I stopped the match in there because he still didn't tap even with the arm broken. He's a very tough guy. Then I got a little worried with the arm because it never happened in my life. I've never broken someone's arm. And I kind of freaked out. I wasn't there looking for a fight. I used to train with black belts all the time when I was there. So I just had to go out there, do my thing, show respect, and get it done. Where I was trying to go for a pass, and then suddenly he crossed.
Did you see that guard? I think he got knocked out. So Mika knocked knocks him out. Look, knocked him out, and then armbarred him, and is over here talking about it. So this is what we talk about, crazy blue belts. He over here knocked the dude out. Dude's knocked out, wakes up, arm broken, discombobulated. Yeah, that dude's concussed. Concussed, couldn't think. I don't know. Maybe he was okay. Who knows? These blue belts good. Look at wrestling. You have high schoolers that make the world's team. So you got to fight everybody equally. Armin Sarukian. I never say his name. I always mess up the names, guys. Don't jump on me. He says, what it was like to grapple with Hazmat Shimaev. I messed up his name. Yeah, I messed that up completely. He opened up recently about his experience grappling with Chimaev, giving fans a rare insight into the dominant middleweight champion's ground game. While the two fighters are unlikely to ever meet inside the octagon due to weight differences, they did square off during a reality show last year where they served as opposing coaches. Josiah wants to fight Grippo. All right, good luck, bro. As part of the show, they engaged in a grappling match, and according to Shrukian, I can't say his name, bro. Jesus Christ. Chimaev's strength and technique were every bit as overwhelming as his reputation suggests. He had a grappling match with him, and it'll be part of the Hype Reality project. And in addition to wrestling, I felt his power too. He's very strong, powerful, and he weighs about 100 kilograms, over 200 pounds. He can take you down well, control, breathe well. Such wrestling work with control, and at the time, uses grappling very well, especially in his chokes. He has 2 very solid techniques. He chokes from the position, and the position is better not to be in. Oh, here we go. He says it.
Вот ты ощутил его силу, мощь, если у тебя была совместная работа с ним?
Конечно, ощутил. Мы с ним провели схватку. То есть она тоже будет, она тоже будет в части проекта. Ну и помимо схватки, то есть тоже ощутил его силу. Он очень сильный, мощный. И он весит, я думаю, что килограмм под 100.
Я вот не раз от наших бойцов слышал, что с ним бороться очень сложно. А в чем сложность, можешь рассказать?
Ну, он умеет хорошо переводить, контролировать, хорошо дышит. То есть такая именно борцовская работа с контролем. И при том же хорошо в грэпплинге понимает, именно в удушающих. Очень хорошие у него там есть 2 приема, которые он хорошо душит с позиции. В ту позицию, в которой лучше не находиться с ним. У него руки длинные.
И анаконда.
Анаконда, да, это анаконда.
Oh, anaconda choke. Yeah. I mean, if you ever wrestled or grappled a Eastern European person, they just, I don't know, they got a different type of strength, you know. I'm not sure if it's from the constant conditioning or maybe it's just genetic. I'm not quite certain, but they are strong and stubborn. Heritage Jiu-Jitsu Studio, they're having their grand opening. Is this Mateus Denise's school? Oh no, that's the kid that was under JT Torres. He's in Jersey too. Morganville, New Jersey. I don't know where that is. $100 for visitors, free for members. Grand opening ceremony and seminar, September 7th. On a Sunday, 12 to 3. New York, New Jersey people, go check that out if you want to. We are honored to invite you to the Heritage Jiu-Jitsu Studio Grand Opening Ceremony. To mark this special occasion, we're hosting a joint seminar led by ADCC champions JT Torres and Mateus Denise, joined by additional distinguished surprise guest instructors. White and blue kimonos only. Food truck available throughout the event. This event is free for all members and prospective students, and guests referred by a current member. Visitors without a referral are welcome to join for $100 at the door. I'm not sure who Heritage is. I do know Mateus Denise he moving to Jersey. Everybody moving to Jersey. Let's see, where is this gym at? Yeah, I like to scope out the gyms. Colorway. I'm not the biggest fan of this green lettering, but I like the gym color. Got the Kodokan green. Yeah, I like the green. Oh no, Gen Z. It's like green. Yeah, that guy, he used to be under JT. You're not the biggest. I think that their green is too bright, but I like the gym color, you know. It's like traditional tatami green. I think adding a little bit of black would be really great. That's kind of what Kingsway has. Maybe some brown. But, you know, that's their... Oh, okay, they got the wood. Very natural colors. I'm happy to see people are getting away from just regular gray, which I used to really like gray and white. You know, that's what we got at Iron Horse, but I think everybody's kind of overusing it now. Oh, he does have black on the wall, though. All right, that looks good. I like that. I like the wood touches, black on the metal. A very natural feeling, natural look. Got Mr. Jason Rao.
Reactions and trying to implement those movements against a live opponent. A lot of people will kind of shit these guys are training right here. I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. It doesn't look like the guy on bottom is like a total dead fish. It looks like some positions he's not really giving any resistance, other he's kind of moving with his partner a little bit. I think in terms of developing reactions, this can be very useful. I do think there's a point of diminishing returns after a certain point. At that point, you want to be getting live reactions and trying to implement those movements against a live opponent.
So I think Jason Rao's missing that this is a conditioning drill. He says, of course, this clip is taken out of context. Yeah, I think it's more of a conditioning, is muscle memory and conditioning. He's saying get a live reaction. But it's like, you know how like ecological tries to, when you do ecological training, you're trying to not get a response, but you're trying to get kind of real-time feedback. Sometimes, like doing drills like this, it's really controlled, so you get the desired reaction and movement that you're looking for. For instance, like if you show a drill like this, which is really great for your conditioning, muscle memory, movement, awareness, it will be hard for most people to do that in a real role. So there's a time and place to work on different skills, and I think that this time is to work that muscle memory, that side-to-side movement, and the conditioning kind of at the same time. So he mentions diminishing returns. That is possible, overuse of a single move. But I think this drill is a really good drill. Some of the best schools, they do drills like this. And, I mean, the results speak for itself. You go to AOJ or somewhere, I assure you, you're going to have to drill. You go to Cobrinhas, you're going to have to drill. And I'm not saying only drill, but, it serves an important purpose, developing that muscle memory, training yourself to get a response. Imagine if you boxed and you didn't do any pad work, all you did was like sparring, which is kind of what ecological is about, right? But imagine you didn't do any drills, any pad work, any footwork drills. You'll be a terrible boxer. You'll be tough, but you probably take a lot of damage. And, in boxing, you're supposed to learn all the footwork, all the defenses, all the punches. Not all together. It's impossible to learn all that together. So that's why they have to break it up into individual drills. And if you ever watch like some of the old school boxers, they hate that all the new people just want to spar from day one, and they don't have the technique behind it. So, same thing in wrestling, same thing in jiu-jitsu. You got to build you need to build a base of condition, but also your base of technique. That usually the people that just roll, if you just roll, your technique usually isn't just sharp. You got to focus on your technique if you want to be sharp, guys. If you're just rolling, your technique is not going to be there. You're going to be tough. Look at the fight sports people. They tough. They're not always the sharpest technicians. I don't think any of them are technicians. Cyborg, I wouldn't call him a technician. Wagner, wouldn't call him a technician. Achilles Hosha, he's for sure not a technician. Now, they can scrap. But, man, I mean, how do you teach a class and all you can do is scramble? All you do is scramble. How are you going to teach that? How are you going to teach your students how to scramble? What if they older? What if they got injuries? They don't have mobility. They're weak. They can't scramble like you. So it says one thing people miss a lot about this kind of training as well is that it's adding more training volume in with a very low impact risk of injury. If you're training multiple sessions per day and training year round, you're not just going to be able to go live hard every session. Also, great way to develop a grappling specific cardio. I think the Brazilians embrace this approach a lot more than the Americans. Americans doesn't seem like the Americans really do this kind of training. But the Brazilians gonna have you doing drills upon drills upon drills. Someone says, I mean, you can, but I don't see how that's better than directly working specific positions or sequences. So, a lot of ecological people don't believe in having general conditioning, general skills. Ecological people, they don't know how to shrimp. They can't roll. They can't break fall. All they do is roll. If all you did was roll, do you know how many holes in your game you would have if all you did was roll? And your coach told you to figure it out? You'd be terrible. You'll be tough, but you'd have a lot of holes in your game. You couldn't teach anything just about. You wouldn't have no foundation. You can't shrimp. You can't break fall. You can't technical stand. You can't roll out of danger. You can't roll into danger. You couldn't do anything. Do you realize most people that do jiu-jitsu have no base? They got no. Most people that do jiu-jitsu have no balance. Can't do a push-up. Can't do a squat. You guys assuming everybody in jiu-jitsu, yeah, everybody that's good came up doing drills like that. I'm waiting for the pure ecological person. Never drilled before. Never did a warm-up. I'm waiting for that person to come through and win world championships or ADCC. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for Greg Souders. Helps with functional conditioning, yeah. Mushmaster, I thought you would be pretty good addition to Team Americas. I don't know if you heard that part of the live stream. I was like, push down, push Elijah Dorsey down maybe to 66 or 77. Yeah, no, I'll push DeAndre Corby down to 66, Dorsey down to 77, and then maybe Roberto 88, and then maybe you or Devontae for 99, minus 99, and I'll keep the Australian dude, or maybe keep Pat Downey at plus 99. That would be my America's team, and get rid of Greg Souders. I put Lloyd Irvin up there. I put anybody up for Greg Souders. Didn't Greg Souders train with Lloyd Irvin? I put Lloyd Irvin in there, or JT Torres, or Keenan. You telling me they couldn't find more better Americans out there? We're gonna continue to see people not want to do drills, want to do warm up. They almost don't want to be athletes. How you gonna do well? I'm starting to see this. I know some schools that do ecological. People don't do nothing. They just want the most fun part. They want to problem solve. Who's fighting? Who you talking about? Oh yeah, he's going to be the coach. Keenan's not fighting. No, I've said that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would change the team. He's the coach. Mushmaster. Even I would get rid of him as the coach. He's the coach for Team Americas. Yeah, I would get rid of him. I'll take him out of there. Get out of there, Greg Souders. They couldn't find no better American coach. Lovato, Drysdale. Heck, J Flo. I'll take J Flo over Greg Souders. Sorry, Greg Souders. J Flo. We can't take BJ Penn though. He couldn't be the coach. He'd be out there stealing all our money. he'd be out there in them streets. Jason Rao. You could put Jason Rao as the coach. Put Jason Rao as the coach. Said you need to do solo drills so you can learn your own body mechanics, among other things. Yeah, you need some drills. Greg shouldn't be the coach. Yeah. I'm thinking the same thing. I'll put Jason Rao as a coach if you want someone that's kind of newer but really good technically. Most people respect. I'm just saying, I don't know what the heck is going on. Kevon under Eddie Cummings. Yeah, Eddie Cummings. If I don't think you want to do jiu-jitsu no more. Yeah, Tim. Mushmaster could be out there. I'll have you fighting. I'm sorry. I'll put you at 99. Minus 99. Yeah, he could coach too. What's the guy at Crazy 88? Yeah, Marcelo. I think you have to be from the country though. Well, he's an American citizen, right? Marcelo. Could have Marcelo out there. Hoffa Mendez or Guy Mendez. He's American, isn't he naturalized? Yeah, they could have had anybody out there. Yeah, player coach. I hope the coach gets a cut of that $1 million, you know. Teddy Ryder over here got $15+ million. We over here scrounging for $100,000, which is still good money. I'll take the $100,000. We got a Darren Caldwell over here. He's going to be doing RAF, Real American Freestyle. So my wrestler's getting some money too. Guy Mendez, yeah, Julius Park, yeah, Ty Murphy. So many good people. Nah, he would be the coach. Guy Mendez could be the coach, yeah, or someone else. So this is the same time as CGI. It's Real American Freestyle, which is Hulk Hogan's organization that he started before he passed away.
Beer and getting punched in your face, they're both an acquired taste. Just gotta get used to it. And then once you get used to it, you start to love it. I love it.
He's an acquired taste, smiling and having a good time. He's always made wrestling look easy.
I'm not a beer drinker. Can I switch it to a soft drink? This guy's a Mountain Dew.
I grew up rugged, always in a fight, always ready to step out of the box. But I've been doing that my whole life. I grew up in rural New Jersey, Prison City. You do not want these problems. You do not want these problems. It's a rough place. To make it out and make it out far, you gotta be tough as nails. And it's as simple as that. My friends who grew up, fighting other towns, and luckily I found wrestling. But for me to find wrestling is kind of out the blue. I was a football player and played baseball. I even dabbled in soccer. When I found wrestling, it's really what changed my life. One of my buddies, he wrestled. We was in his backyard and we was tussling a little bit. I wound up slamming him on his back, and his dad was like, "Yo, you should come out and wrestle." I stepped on the mat and I was pretty good from the very beginning.
This is the moment we waited for.
I believe, did Caldwell wrestle out of Nebraska? I know Darren Caldwell. I don't know Darren Caldwell. Let's see where he wrestled out of. Wrestling can change your life. Jiu-jitsu can change your life. Judo can change your life. Just got to start, just got to start. I don't know. He was at All-American, Division I All-American out of North Carolina State. Okay. I got him mixed up with a different Darren Caldwell. We got Mr. Gianni. You guys know Josiah on here. He loves Gianni Grippo, man. He loves him some Gianni.
Me and Keem, were hearing all these rumors of who are going to be the coaches. I love Mikey. Mikey and I actually go way back. But sometimes he talks a lot, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I can handle this for a whole week.
Bringing BJJ to the world is so important to me because I know that if other people start doing BJJ, if other people get connected with BJJ, it'll make them better people in their lives.
I didn't know who the other coach was. Maybe I want this guy. Just he'll be a little less like in your face like Mikey can be sometimes. And then when Harrison came in, I was like, oh shit, this kid doesn't speak English.
I'm very happy to be part of this.
Like I was like, oh please, Mikey, pick me. I ended up getting picked by Harrison first. Kevon always tells me this. He's like, Gianni, what the look on your face when you got picked? You looked like you're being held hostage. Going into the show, me and Kevon were hearing all these rumors of who are.
Mikey a different breed, man. We're not gonna pick on Mikey. He different. Craig Jones is the hardest working man out here now. So guys, we're gonna make sure we give a little bit of money to CJI because, he working harder than everybody. Dana White ain't working this hard. Claudia ain't working this hard. I can't say anything about the Flow Grappling people or who's number one people or whoever, but nobody working as hard as Craig.
Our next athlete reveal is Joseph Chen, and it's come to my attention that he is critiquing the Street X B-Team kit. Now, 3 years ago, I rescued this young man from sweatshop conditions in China, and he went on to become one of the greatest grapplers in the world. But the joke's on him because his sister stitched this beautiful clothing apparel choice I made right here. But in all seriousness, Joseph Chen is one of the best grapplers in this entire event, one of the best grapplers in the world, and his family produces some of the best fabrics I've ever felt.
Yeah, that's Craig. Shout out to Craig. He over here. He getting high blood pressure because you guys. Mikey loves pasta, yeah. He went to Brent Metcalf. He gave Brent Metcalf the business in oh, did he? I might have to watch that match. Paulo Miao, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle might be a good coach. I don't know. Anybody over Greg Solders, really. Matt Serra explains why he regularly kicks students out of his gym. All right, Matt. Does it have him talking? Okay, let's see if we can. Shoot.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast.
Oh, they got money for this. Why does it say that? I'm just going to read what it says. He says, I plug guys out every month. Somebody comes in I don't like, keep your couple $100. Get out of here. He's from Long Island. Sarah explained the foundation of any successful martial arts academy lies in the environment created within its walls. That's true. The biggest thing out of an academy is the atmosphere. It all comes down from the attitude of the people that are running the place, always. By cutting out toxic personalities. Isn't Sarah pretty toxic himself? But it's his school. He ensures his students, especially beginners, women, and kids, aren't discouraged from training. So that sounds, you got to kick out J-Rods. You can't have them J-Rods in your school. Scaring everybody. Sarah isn't the only high-level coach to take this hard line stance. Black belt Jeff Messina echoed the sentiment during an appearance on the Combative Creative podcast. Says, I kicked out people that were very talented in jiu-jitsu. I don't want to have that cancer in the gym. People will start leaving because this person is making bad choices or treating people poorly. Which reminds me, did J-Rod's podcast come out? I know there was a little teaser video, but I was wondering if that podcast had come out. Let me look that up real fast. I don't see it. Maybe it's not posted on here. I'm not going to find it. We got a post. I'm not sure if this is Urbuff's mom or maybe she's got his account. I think she wrote him a message. I believe Urbuff is in prison or something. I have no idea what happened there. For me to delve into the Brazilian, what's going on in Brazil, pretty crazy. Joseph Chen, yeah. That's a nice luxury. What is? But yeah, I believe Urbuff. Let's see what I'm trying to translate this. I don't have a translating app right now. I don't want to get through what that handwriting says. I'm not sure what's going on. He's had a lot of issues. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So, what I might do, maybe I'll try to translate this and see if we can read what he's saying. We'll come back to that hopefully. We got A-Rod. If you guys don't know A-Rod, she's one of the mainstays at Dream Art. So she just started for women's only jiu-jitsu club. So I'm not sure how well that's gonna do. I do support the ladies. They don't want creepers. We got a lot of creepers in jiu-jitsu, so they're trying to keep it just with the ladies. So we'll see how that works out. And even Matt Serra says he tries to kick out I'm going to call them the gooners, the crazy guys in the class. So if you're a guy training jiu-jitsu, don't be a creep, man. I know it's hard. They're all having fun, clapping. They can't do that when all the guys are there being creepy. They can wear whatever they want to wear. They have a safe space. They can learn self-defense in peace. That's awesome. I'm happy for the ladies, They feel safe there. They can laugh, have fun. So that's amazing. I wish they could feel that way in regular academies. But a lot of creepy dudes in these schools, man. And then the instructor be the main creep. Instructor be the main creep at them gyms. Instructor be hitting. If you had a male instructor, that dude would try to hook up with all those girls. And all them girls would leave. So it's on everybody to be good. The instructors, the higher belts, lower belts. You guys be jumping in the girl's DM. She just started training. You guys in the DM being creepy. You know what? Just treat them like people. That's what I've learned. Treat everybody as equals. Kids, adults, disabled. Treat everybody the same with respect. Got Mr. Jaden Cox. He's doing really good. Shout out to Jaden Cox. He's coaching the under 20 men's wrestling team, freestyle wrestling team. I know I'm not lying. I've seen too much stuff out here. They all in the. There are some good schools out there, but the creepy, crazy gyms kind of outnumber us. I've given this advice: don't date at your gym. That goes for instructors, students, everybody. Don't date at your gym. That's the best way to do it. Nobody listens to me. I've seen everything blow up. But let's focus on Mr. Jaden Cox. That under 20s team did really well.
We're in Bulgaria. Made it. Guys are getting prepared, getting ready, excited for what's to come for the U20. It's a really good team we have ahead of us. It's just time to show up, put the little pieces together, and get ready to rock and roll.
Last year's team was really, really good.
For sure.
9 out of 10 medals. Do you think this team can top last year's team's performance?
For sure. I think everybody is very, very sound. We all have a goal in mind, obviously to win as a team, but also we want to win in a dominant fashion. I think last year we left a couple wins on the board. That we didn't go out there and get it, and we were grateful to win as a team. But I remember being in that team meeting afterward. That trophy was awesome to get, and I was proud of it. But I definitely still knew that we needed to do better. And we want to do better, and we got to strive for more. Last year we won it with 1 gold, and that's just something that we weren't about. And I got to travel with these guys back, especially the returning guys. There was just some things that were just still hanging on us, and I think that's a good thing. I think these guys have handled it the right way. It's not something that's heavy, it's just a chip, right? It's something that pushed us, not hurt us, not holds us back. And I think it's something that's going to drive us to try and go and achieve even more for this one. We want to win that team title, but we want to win it with domination. We want to win it with more goals. And I think with the guys that came back, we know we can do it. And with the guys that are just joining us, and now this is their turn, they can do it as well. Give us luck. Give us luck, and let's be ready to go. What's going on, guys?
So Team USA wrestling does a really good job. They're putting their best talent to work. Jaden Cox, David Taylor over there working with one of his athletes. Jordan Burroughs working with his youth athletes. So they do a really good job. I think AOJ has a very similar thought process. They got Cole teaching the kids. They got the Finegra girls. They got Tynan. I think he only works with kids. Some of those world champions, all they do is teach kids classes. I think Atos has Andy Murasaki running their kids program. So I think that's the smart play is to have your best talent working with the kids, building them up. Whereas most schools, the head coach don't even care about the kids program really, usually. They usually focus on the adults. The smarter schools have big kids programs, but I see so many programs that some of my friends, they don't even want to teach kids. So I think you should put your best athletes to the youth because those are going to be your future athletes, your future champions. And I guess USA Judo does something similar. I see like Colton Brown and some guys working. I don't know. I feel like they're fighting an uphill battle. Like Team USA Wrestling, they be going hard. I can't say the same thing about USA Judo. Teaching kids is hard work. Well, you put your best people. You put your top talent on the hardest problems. You don't put your top talent on the easiest problems. You don't put your smartest people on the easiest problems. You put your smartest people on the toughest problems. Who said this was going to be easy? Who said teaching kids was going to be easy? Teaching adults ain't easy. Teaching beginners ain't easy. Nobody, it ain't easy teaching nobody in jiu-jitsu. I just told you most people can't do a squat. That's who you getting in your beginners class. Can't do a squat. Can't touch their toes. Can't do a push-up. Can't do a pull-up. Most people doing jiu-jitsu can't do a pull-up. Most people starting jiu-jitsu can't do a pull-up. And people talking about they want to roll. They can't do a squat. They want to roll. How you gonna do it? How you gonna roll? Your body ain't prepared for nothing. You ain't got no cardio. How people think they gonna all they want to do is roll. They don't want to warm up. Can't stand up from the ground. Can't do no technical stand up. People want to do all this crazy stuff and can't do basic foundational stuff. Ain't got no athletic. I just laugh at people. Yeah, I understand what you meant. And most people got the nerve to say they don't want to coach. They just want to do their own thing. Can't even do a shrimp. Some of these I better stop. I was about to go in. We got Claw, Champions League American Wrestling. They kind of remind me of PGF a lot. I think they're trying to explain the rules or something. Let's listen.
Wasting no time, quick shut off the whistle.
And you get an extra 1 point, the quick score bonus.
Quick roll off the whistle, nice job. It'll be the escape and the quick score bonus, but partner comes right back and gets in those legs and scores.
And also gets the quick score bonus.
This encourages action right off the whistle. And it really makes mat wrestling a lot more interesting because you can get a 2-point escape.
Able to get an escape here plus the quick score bonus.
So you kind of see with that Claw, I think the rounds or periods are like 1 minute, so 1 minute 30. Basically, all you can do is attack. Yeah, Blue Belt's throwing a roll. Blue Belt's trying to destroy them. Says I can't do a pull up or push up, and I train in boxing and judo. Yeah, so you couldn't do a pull-up. What does that mean? That means you got to build a better base, right? Build a better foundation. I know you have your setbacks and stuff. But that's why I'm saying most people can't do that stuff, so they have to do the basics. Nobody wants to do nobody wants to do the hard stuff in jiu-jitsu. Look at wrestling and judo. All they want to do, judo people, they know they got to go to the gym and do strength training to be okay, have a chance to throw somebody. Wrestlers know they got to go through the pain of conditioning, pushing themselves, drills. They know they got to do that if they want to win. Jiu-jitsu people don't want to go do nothing hard, and they still want to do well. How does that make sense? Nobody knows about foundation of BJJ these days. The old school people do, but we're fighting Greg Solders, ecological. Let me move the big Alex so you guys can't see my screen. Yeah, somebody sent me something. I don't know if it's still up. Let me see. Bro, I had my butt kicked. Look it up, Moneyberg. If you guys just joining us, it's Matt Side Monday, Magic Monday. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay home or not today. I'm not feeling too good. My instructor is super old school. I'm not saying old school is perfect, but all the old school guys was tough. Name one old school jiu-jitsu instructor that wasn't tough. Bro, we used to do so much. We used to do so much conditioning. You're like, what the heck am I doing? I'm not saying your class should be all conditioning. You should be doing some conditioning on your own. I can't find Moneyberg. Moneyberg, where are you at, bro? Says everyone looking for shortcut. Yeah, everyone is. Yeah, that's just the way it is. But in judo and wrestling, they know there's no shortcut. Jiu-jitsu people think they smart, so they try to figure out the easiest way to get good. And there is no easy way. Whatever happened to embracing the struggle? People today want the easy way. I mean, you should work smart, but you can't avoid the hard work. I don't know what else to say. Let me look up YouTube real fast. I don't know which account it's under. It's on the wrong account. Mushmaster says in judo everyone is strong. Yeah, everybody's strong in judo. And if you're not strong, you gotta get strong. Jiu-jitsu people, I mean, I'm all for using technique, but you gotta have some base level conditioning, some grips. We cover some judo metrics, like certain things you should be doing body weight to 2 times body weight. Your deadlift, I hope you can do twice your body weight in your deadlift. Otherwise, you got some work to do. Hope you can bench press your body weight at least. Otherwise, and unless you're too big, then okay, you're 300 pounds. It might be hard to bench press. Well, maybe you should be able to bench press 300 pounds. We're not smart, just lazy. Yeah, we are lazy. It's only gotten worse. Moneyberg agrees with you. I'm actually looking for Moneyberg now. He's got a Zoom meeting today. I can't do it, but where is it? Oh, here it is. Is this it? Let's see where Moneyberg is.
Nah, man, when you make that comment, you know what I'm doing when you're making that comment? I'm spending time with your mom.
You watch
You got to
CGA?
prove yourself, Derek. You got to do this and this.
I
Nah,
don't know
man,
what
when you
you're
make
talking
that comment, you know what I'm doing when you're making that comment? I'm spending.
Knowing when to sell, that's something I'm still trying.
Also, I need to revisit the three sacred questions.
I can't find it. He had a story recently. BJJ gyms generally focus on bowing to customer demands rather than standards. Yeah, most schools now, we don't have as many old school people. They retired. They sold their school. They sold out. Yeah, most people don't have. Well, look at Jake. Look at what's going on with Moneyberg. The whole Moneyberg thing is because Jake Shield didn't have standards. There was a new post. We'll get to that later. I can't find exactly what I was looking for. Anyway, Moneyberg was promoting his Zoom call. I guess we missed it. I mean, look at the whole Moneyberg stuff. Well, I'm not saying that stuff didn't happen. You know, the Gracies were selling out back in the day too. But at least we didn't know they were selling out like we know nowadays. Yeah, we missed the story. Oh, here, maybe this is it. Here we go.
Draw your attention to your mama's panty drawer. If you go to your mama's panty drawer right now, the special drawer where she keeps her butt plugs and dildos, you're going to see a Moneyberg t-shirt or perhaps a rash guard. You know the special drawer I'm talking about. You snooped in there before, you little weirdo. Go check in your mommy's panty drawer and go see if there's a Moneyberg rash guard, Moneyberg t-shirt. On August 18th, at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific, you're welcome to invite for a Q&A. We can talk about your mama's panties. We can talk about my black belt. We can talk about finance and success and how to help you be a more prosperous person if you want to. Open Q&A. Open to the public, even losers and haters. I'll see you Monday, August 18th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Show up live.
All right, Moneyberg, I'm going to be training. Where Moneyberg at? Moneyberg, I'm gonna be training, so I can't go to your Zoom call. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta train for real. I gotta go to training. You know what that's about, Moneyberg? Do you know what going to the group class with the regular plebeians is like, Moneyberg? I'm gonna go roll for real, and I ain't paying nobody to roll. So I'm going to class today, cause it's Matt's side Monday. Moneyberg, he calling us out. So I love Moneyberg. This has been the best content I could ever ask for. Thank you, Moneyberg. I appreciate you, man. You've helped me not be as broke as I used to be. And Moneyberg actually pretty funny. I mean, if he wasn't a disgrace to the sport that I love, he's actually hilarious. Moneyberg. What's crazy is Moneyberg used to do pickup artist stuff, so. He used to pick up girls, man. I mean, he didn't look the same or nothing. I'm not talking about his looks too much, but he looked a little bit different back then. But he was picking up girls. I don't know if he was paying those girls. Nah, that might be something different. But you guys love Moneyberg. I love Moneyberg. He's hilarious. He hilarious. So use this as an opportunity to really see where people stand. You see anybody supporting Moneyberg, Jake Shields, any of them, dude. If you see anybody wearing that Moneyberg shirt, rash guard, you should already know how to deal with these people. Don't trust them. Moneyberg, I don't hate you. I'm actually too big. I make my little bit of content on you. That's just the game. But I got to go about my day. I still got to train. I still got stuff to do. We ain't thinking about you too much, man. We make a couple jokes and we move on, man. Says, my guy knew I liked you. I wasn't strong in judo, but I got strong. Oh, God, Moneyberg has a podcast. Yeah, you haven't seen that? Where do you think the people be in the basement for? I mean, maybe some other stuff. I don't know. PSA, do not support Moneyberg Zoom. If you guys want to go to the Zoom, go ahead. I don't control you people. You do whatever you want. I think that's hilarious. I can't wait. I might post a little clip of this later today before I go to train. Man, what this is a crazy sport, bro. Like, if I had to explain Moneyberg, I was thinking about explaining Moneyberg to regular people, some family members. And I was like, let me just shut up, bro. They don't want to hear nothing about Moneyberg. Like, yeah, this just dude with his face on his t-shirt that is crazy. I can't explain it. I love this sport. I love all my people with their tisms. And I might make fun of you. That's fine. You guys can come on the live stream and debate me or whatever. Everybody's welcome on the live stream. Even Moneyberg, you can come on here and donate some money, Moneyberg. come throw some dollars my way, Moneyberg. Got Mr. Craig Jones.
Wave. She's a prodigy. She's undefeated in WNO, karate combat, UFC Fight Pass, and probably everything else. I don't know, but guys, I had to put personal differences aside here. Obviously, it was very difficult to put her in the tournament considering she jacked my entire style. She'd be one of the betting favorites for this event. $100,000, August 30, 31, live and free on YouTube. The next athlete.
And some of you guys want Helena. Remember, if you get with Helena, you're gonna have to take care of all her pets. Okay. You signing up for all the animals. All the cats, all the rats, all the birds, turtles, snakes. She look like she got some snakes. She might have some snakes over there. Josiah said he ready. He ready to take care of them snakes. You're going to be sleeping with the snakes. The snake's going to be in the bed with you, bro. So that's where BJJ shifted. It's more sport or an art. Yeah. People trying to make it into a video game. So less of a sport and less of an art form. They're trying to make it a video game. If that makes sense. So the Cowboys are in Bulgaria. So it starts today, actually. They're over there in Bulgaria. Under 20 wrestling championship.
We're here in Sofia, kind of like a ski resort. Doing good, had really good preparation coming into this. Got a little bit of travel delay, but kind of worked out. We ended up having a 9-hour layover in Poland and just got a hotel, got a couple workouts in, kind of used it as a day of acclimation.
I know I'm going to get hit with a copyright.
World championship, third world championship, so, he's been here, he knows what to expect, and, he's a hungry, he's a competitor. He's excited to compete.
When they hire these coaches, guys like David Taylor,
but D's got to focus on doing what he does. He's a pretty offensive guy, and he can score in a lot of different ways. He's got to keep people reacting, and just a couple tactical things that he's improved on this year. And I know he's just excited to go put the test. It looks good. He's done a really good job with his weight, getting it down. He made the U20 and the senior team for Japan, so he's been pretty busy training, with their national teams this summer. But we stay in communication, and he looks really good. He's pretty much already down to weight, and just watching him wrestle this morning. He looks like he's got a lot of pop and speed, and look forward to him competing as well. Kind of like a ski resort.
So when they hire these wrestling coaches, you guys know David Taylor makes some money. You gotta go wrestle. Coaches in wrestling, they gotta go wrestle. Kel Sanderson, you gotta wrestle him. David Taylor, you gotta wrestle him. Whoever they got, the younger wrestlers, younger coaches, they be out there wrestling. So, they really put in the work. He be traveling. You got to travel on the private jet. Well, maybe not international. Maybe. I don't know. He got to travel to all around the country. So, it's actually pretty fun. I wish, the wrestlers got it made, bro. They be traveling all over the country, all over the world, just doing what they love. Now, some jiu-jitsu people, the rich ones like the... guys at Atos or AOJ, they got money. They can go to Japan, take their whole family, 20 people to Japan, easy. Not everybody can do that in jiu-jitsu. Some of us we gotta catch that spirit flight. What my judo people doing? How you guys getting around? Does USA Judo give you guys some money to get around? I'm just wondering. Yeah. Well, judo's a real sport too, but I'm wondering how they get around. Is USA Judo giving you money, or you got to pay for that out of pocket? I'm just wondering. I'm curious to learn more about judo because, jiu-jitsu and wrestling be all over the internet, but you don't really see as much judo. Do wrestlers use the equal? No, they don't. They don't. I mean, they do. they do a little bit of everything. No money. You need. Oh, Jesus. And then judo's not that big in America, so I'm wondering what the sponsorship is looking like. Teddy Ryder got Adidas, Balenciaga. He got all the bro. You can't even get a sponsor like that in America. To get an Under Armour sponsorship in America, as far as I know, no jiu-jitsu person has an Under Armour sponsor. So they drill, condition, and spar. I mean, they'll do some specific stuff too. They play, they'll play some games. They do a little bit of everything. Conditioning, they do everything. Jiu-jitsu people be playing too much. Says you need to train outside of practice. Yeah, you still got you got to cut weight. You got to do all this stuff, dieting. Jiu-jitsu people be out of shape and be overweight, out of shape. Partying too hard. And even USA Wrestling could do a better job of getting sponsorship. Yeah, they could do a way better job. Everybody could do a better job. I'm trying to think of, whenever I think of sponsorships, I think of F1. They for sure going to make some money in F1 because they have to. So, if USA Wrestling, USA Judo, USA Grappling, whoever, if they actually had a team, that's all your job is to do is get sponsors. All the sports will have more money. IBJF they don't try to do nothing to get sponsorship. I mean, they don't try to get money at all. I just donated to the guy that passed away. I just sent a couple $2 his way. If you guys check out that link in the chat room, that's a link to the GoFundMe to the guy that passed away. The white belt guy that passed away a couple weeks ago at IBJF. It says BJJ is unserious. That's why when people say ex-grappler could beat up Olympic wrestler or judoka, I laugh. Yeah, I mean, arguably most athletes in judo or jiu-jitsu aren't really good. I'm not saying they wouldn't do well, but it's just the focus is not the same. And we've had a couple good athletes, in our sport, but it doesn't compare to like bigger sports, especially here in America. Our best athletes go to football, basketball, and then everybody else kind of gets not the scraps, but you get the guys that aren't as athletic. It says grappling needs more of that youth sports money. There is money in the youth sports. If you watch IBJJF, all they've done is add more youth tournaments, youth kids pans, kids worlds, kids jiu-jitsu con, kids nogi. They're seeing the money. There is money in the youth sports. Naga always had kids. Jiu-Jitsu World League always got kids. There is money in the youth. I mean, most parents are spending how much for their kids to train jiu-jitsu? Hundreds of dollars a month. Private lessons, gear, flights. I see kids that be flying. They do all the opens, all the IBJJF opens. I see kids that do all the ADCC opens. Parents are spending money. Parents going to spend money regardless. So, I mean, wrestling and judo, jiu-jitsu, they're going to spend money. They're going to spend more money in soccer or basketball, AAU, football camps. Parents are going to spend money regardless. I bet you'll be surprised how much they spend. I mean, IBJJF makes upwards of $15 million a year. Now, athletes, they ain't going to see none of that money, really. They see Athletes don't even see $1 million of that. Yeah, I mean, UFC, yeah, that's true. The price keeps a lot of great athletes out of the combat sports. Honestly, a lot of athletes are, yeah, they can't afford, it's so expensive to train jiu-jitsu. $200, $300 a month some places. And then what's the return? I think about this for the AOJ kids. Like, what are they getting out of this? Are they going to teach at AOJ later when they win the Black Belt World Championship? Like, what's the girl? Jessica Khan or someone? Are you going to be teaching kids classes? That's your goal? Like, I won Worlds. Okay, I'm going back to teach the kids classes now. I'm pushing all the kids. You hear me talk about the girls, but all the kids to get into wrestling. At least if you're good, you can get a scholarship. D1, D2, D3. And if you're really good, you get NIL money. I'm pushing most kids that will grapplers into wrestling. You can make more money in jiu-jitsu, but it's going to be tough to be the 1% of guys or girls that can do it. But in wrestling, at least you get education, scholarships. You ain't get nothing in jiu-jitsu. You paying Mendez Brothers hundreds of dollars a month unless you get sponsored by them. Mushmaster said he got a job. Yeah, you might as well. It's at a point where, I mean, unless you want to teach, and most people don't. I know a lot of athletes that don't want to teach. They don't want to deal with these crazy people. Yeah, I don't even teach anymore. I do seminars, but I don't even try to teach. But yeah, most people can't afford if you're poor, you can't even do jiu-jitsu, bro. How are we gonna do? We ain't got no nonprofits over here. At least the wrestlers, they got Beat the Streets and some other nonprofits. Jiu-jitsu all about profit. Fight to Win has a lot of kids. Yeah, Fight to Win. I went to Fight to Win. It was all kids. And their parents paying all that money for the kid. I don't know if they pay for the kids to fight, but they got to pay for the tickets for them and their family. And they stuck there all day. Yeah, Fight to Win is all kids. When I first went to Fight to Win, it was like all adults. Now it's all kids. So they definitely make their money on the ticket sales and, concessions and stuff like that. You get out there, it's like it's all kids. Parents want to take the photo of the kid up on the stage. I didn't even stay for the adults to fight. It was all kids and teenagers. They're all going to open a franchise. How much does AOJ charge a month? $250 maybe? I don't know. $200, $250. Also, a black belt isn't worth what it used to be. There's still some good black belts, There's still good black belts out here. Yeah, we still got good black belts. It's just not as rare as it used to be. If you Fight to Win story. Mr. What's my guy? What's the guy at Fight to Win? Dang, I can't remember his name for some reason. Seth Daniels? Mr. Seth Daniels. I got a couple stories too. I'm just saying there's a lot that can be done in the sport. IBJJF makes a lot of money that they could give back to the sport. Yeah, Seth Daniel. Yeah. I think CGI has probably been the most transparent company we've ever seen. Yeah, CGI has been I'm not sponsored by CGI or anything, but I'm gonna go and see the show. But they've been the most transparent, and Craig has been the best advocate for athletes that we've seen. Dana White don't care about you or me. Claudia don't care about you or me. Most of these people, Florani don't care about me or you or me. Shout out to Flow Grappling. But Craig, I do think Craig does care about the athletes. They're his friends. He knows you guys. We're colleagues. Even if we don't all like each other, we all respect each other. We all been in the same boat. So we got Islam doing some judo. You got the socks on.
Subhanallah, он 10 или 15 дзюдо занимается, он что, не знает это, ты думаешь?
Не знает. А второе что было? А второе, смотри, Шарик. Вот сюда тоже снимай. Вот сюда пойду. Бил, блядь. Что сюда? Целый день, наверное, пришли и не могут нормально податься. Вот отсюда развернул.
Hey, look at them Dagestanis. They be doing judo, wrestling, a little bit of jiu-jitsu. They do everything. And you guys wonder how they win. It might be the judo. I don't think the American fighters do a lot of judo. Well, they work with J-Flow now. J-Flow got them up. Yeah, J-Flow got everybody. He put everybody up on the judo. I mean, any upper body. No, MMA is all upper body stuff, basically. I mean, some kicks, some takedowns, but usually it's upper body control, clinching. So yeah, judo. It's crazy. I start renting and then an hour passes. Let's talk a little bit about cardio.
Zone 5. If you do zone 4, and if you do zone 2, your gas tank is going to soar. If you do zone 5, if you do zone 4, and if you do zone 2, your gas tank is going to soar.
Something I've learned is just do cardio. Do whatever kind of cardio you guys can. I mean, you can do, he's doing like different zone training. Honestly, I think any cardio is good cardio, really. I never heard of bad cardio. Do something. Walk, run, swim, sprint. It says what people think is hard. Yeah, diet is hard. I don't know how accurate that app is. I've used it. It ain't calculating everything properly. You guys need to get a scale, food scale, weigh your food out. Don't trust that app to know what you're eating. Be a diet, sleep, stress management, mental health, all that stuff is tough. The training part, you know, if you got a coach, you just listen to the coach. Now, training can be tough if you gotta figure everything out for yourself. But, and look, you ain't seeing most jiu-jitsu people ain't doing all this stuff. You know, they might train a little bit. They ain't pushing themselves in training. They ain't doing no conditioning, lifting. You know, so that's the bare minimum to be an athlete. It says BJJ manager compares Gordon Ryan's impact to Conor McGregor's in UFC. Maybe, I don't know. Who said this? He says Gordon is for jiu-jitsu what Conor is for the UFC. Maybe I can see some parallels. Maybe I could see this argument. You can say what you want about Gordon. I've repeated this countless times. Some people call me a pain in the butt, but no, it's just reality. Gordon is for jiu-jitsu what Conor is for the UFC. That's period. I don't know if I can say that. This is the manager of Mika Gavao. I didn't know Mika had a manager. He says he pointed out that much like McGregor's rise injected unprecedented attention and revenue into the mixed martial arts, Ryan has taken no-gi jiu-jitsu from a niche practice into a mainstream spectacle. Pay-per-view numbers, high-profile sponsorships, and international recognition have followed in Ryan's wake. He emphasized the importance of Ryan's appeal to the American market in driving this shift. they're not competing in the same match, not with the same promoters, but with these guys playing hard. The sky's the limit. He says Ryan's influence extends far beyond his personal dominance on the mats. He's argued that Ryan's presence directly reshaped the economics of professional grappling. Why does Nogi pay so much more than kimono? Because the United States had a great hero in Gordon Ryan. He drove the sport forward in his country in a way. And that's where there's attention, there's money. I'm not sure. He's a fight sports guy. Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't fight sports the reason Mika popped on USADA anyway? I mean, it's hard to argue that Gordon didn't change jiu-jitsu. He definitely put some more eyeballs on the sport. He made it a spectacle, which doesn't mean necessarily make it a good thing. If we look at Gordon Ryan, if I said, hey, he's the representative of our sport, what do you think? Do you think he's a good representative of the sport of jiu-jitsu? I can't really say that. And while maybe we get a little bit more money, and you know what? I don't know if Gordon really advocated for people to get more money. Now, he got more money for himself. But did that really help the sport if one guy got all the money? He didn't make a CGI. He didn't advocate. As far as I know, he didn't really advocate for athletes getting paid more or having more opportunities. It seemed like he basically just took care of himself, maybe the other Danaher guys, maybe. I don't even know if he took care of those guys. So I can't say that his impact has really been that great. Looking back, he was good for himself. Like, he was a good athlete. I don't know if he's a good coach. We're going to see that. And I can't say he was a good advocate. I don't remember anybody else really getting paid more money for those Fight the Wins or the Who's Number Ones or whatever else he was on, the ADCCs. Gordon would have been happy for you guys to still make $10,000 to win ADCC. He would have kept the status quo as long as he got more money. So did he really help the sport? I could be wrong. If someone's more educated on that, please let me know. Conor, I think if anything, Conor showed people what's possible in MMA. He showed people, even Gordon copied Conor. Conor showed that if you have a mouthpiece, you promote your fights, you can draw interest. I mean, people were doing this in wrestling and boxing forever, but this combat, grappling, modern grappling, he kind of showed that formula. And people still messing up the formula. Them fighters can't talk nothing. They don't know what to say. I don't like his hair, so we should fight. It says Victor Doria bragged in a similar interview about how much PEDs he uses. Oh, wow. And says the Masters division wouldn't exist. Is that the guy that said that? He said the Masters division wouldn't exist if there was drug testing. I take whatever he says with a grain of salt. Yeah, I just saw Fight Sports. I was like, all right, let me question him. I think, I don't know. It's been interesting to see guys like Gordon and Conor. Conor, you kind of see the rise and downfall of Conor. Kind of shows you what's possible with MMA, but also the downside of what happens when you get everything you want. You change your life. You make life-changing money, and kind of that spiral downwards. So, you just learn from these guys. That's what I asked you guys to learn from them. You don't necessarily need to follow Gordon. Honestly, you should not be following most of what Gordon does or did in his life. You should not follow or do what Conor has done. You can learn from them, take what might work for you, but you don't need to copy them. And I suggest you don't copy them. And don't copy that Fight Sports guy. That's looks like he's got high blood pressure right there. It says how it feels to wear a gi versus a no-gi grappler. As a no-gi grappler. can't play that music. Oh, I'm gonna get hit with copyright. Basically, you feel freedom. You take that gi off. We'd be cooking our gis during the summer. Demetrius Johnson is tired of fans complaining about wrestling heavy fights. If you guys don't want to watch grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, don't watch UFC. So what happens is the UFC, they give the bonus for the strike, the knockouts, right? So they try to incentivize the athletes to not wrestle. So you might, in the future, you might see, less emphasis on wrestling. Just do like judo or F1, just kind of outlaw the wrestling. You're going to see all them Chechenians, the Dagestani, the Georgians. All right, no more wrestling. I mean, UFC can get rid of all the wrestling very overnight. Mighty Mouse. Yeah, Mighty Mouse, he's actually a martial artist, so I mean, MMA, UFC is mixed martial arts, so it's funny people don't want to see just outlaw it or give a penalty. If you take $10,000 off every takedown, you're gonna see less wrestling. If you penalize wrestling, they can change the rules if they want to. Someone says, I would not be tricked into thinking DDP versus Hamzat, however you want to say it, was a fun fight. I can appreciate the skill on display while also not enjoying a completely one-sided grind fest where little damage occurred. I was at an MMA event on the weekend and they had 2 grappling exhibitions in the middle. Even my friend, who is a brown belt, said, okay, let's go use the bathroom and get some drinks. You can appreciate the skill, but doesn't mean it's entertaining. Same. I have no problem with grappling, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu. Unfortunately, this fight had very little of any of those things and was mostly just one dude pancaked on top of another dude. Just last week, we saw Fluffy wrestle the crap out of Dalizi? I don't know who those are. And that fight was awesome. Tatsu Taira is exciting as well because of his jiu-jitsu. I don't know who these people are. I don't follow the UFC that much. You guys know I'm against UFC. This fight had none of that. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. DDP was helpless, and yet Hamza still made no attempt to attack in any significant way. How do you go 22 minutes on top control with 25 significant ground strikes and 0 sub attempts? All right, that does not sound too good then. This was gaslighting at its finest. It was boring, and 99% of people that watched it agreed it was a waste of their life to watch. I agree. Shemaev won fair and square, but the fight was boring. Sometimes fights are boring. We'll survive, but it was boring. I like BJJ and wrestling and boxing and Muay Thai. That was a boring fight. Half the fans of this sport have some weird hang-ups about the casual/hardcore divide and want to fall all over themselves to prove they're hardcore fans. Finally, I've been rewarded by falling asleep right before the main event. I'm in my 30s now, but when I got into my 20s, it was like a giant weight was lifted off my shoulders as a sports fan. I simply do not care about what other people think about my level of fan anymore. I'm going to watch what I want as I want to the extent that I want to. I used to be a genuinely intense MMA fan 10 to 15 years ago, but these days I'm a casual as it gets. And I'm completely okay with that. I'm going to watch someone like Potan start someone in 3 minutes. Not someone like Hamza hold someone for 25. Agreed. I'm older than you, but was the same way since the golden age. Watched every Ultimate Fighter, Spike event, big fight. Now I'll watch a few of the main event fights if they are worthwhile. No more watching the early prelims when the main event fighters are also unknown. This fight was lame, and good luck promoting this boring and unlikable champ. It's hard. They should just not. Yeah, they should. Yeah. They should just not. Yeah, they shouldn't watch. People like to complain though. I like to complain too, but I didn't watch UFC. I was busy. I used to be in a Final Fantasy football leagues as well, and just quit and felt great. No more obsessing over every stat and fight. It didn't coincide with starting a family so much of this is indeed a young person's game. This is exactly it. Being a hardcore MMA fan is like a lifestyle and identity to a lot of fans online. What you guys got to realize, most of these fans are never going to train. They've never trained. They've never punched anybody. They've never kicked anybody. They've never been punched. They've never been kicked. They've never been taken down. They've never been submitted. They're never going to train. They're out of shape. They can't do the pull up. Can't do the push up. So to hear complaints about people that couldn't survive 1 minute in the cage, I mean, so you can't really take their complaints too seriously. Although they are fans, and that's where the money from the sport comes from. But eventually, when they get rid of the pay-per-view, I just feel like there's going to be a disconnect when they're just paying to, was it, who's getting it? It's not ESPN, CMSMB or C something, but whoever channel's getting it now. I just feel like there's going to be an even bigger disconnect once the pay-per-view's gone. And then the fighters, I don't think the fighters going to see that revenue from the new UFC deal. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's not a sport in the world that doesn't have to be interesting to casuals if the athletes want to make money. Grappling events like ADCC for BJJ or classical chess are both extremely technical. They also make close to $0 in pro sports league sense. If the fighters are going to have low activity and boring fights, good luck with your 10 out of 10 purse fights. I watched Francis versus Ngannou. Wait a second. Multiple times to prove my fandom. I've been watching live events since UFC 151. What have you done? But if it's like the casuals don't even like wrestling-oriented fighters that look for finishes instead of laying and praying, at that point, just watch boxing, kickboxing, or Muay Thai or street beefs. Well, I mean, they are the customer. They paid. They didn't know the fight was going to be boring. I didn't enjoy the fight. Well, I didn't see the fight, so I don't know. I didn't really enjoy the fight, but as a huge MMA fan, it was definitely not a waste to watch. A huge part of getting excited about this sport isn't just the fight itself, it's the stakes involved and what questions are going to be answered in that 25 minutes. How's that gaslighting? Reddit loves to use the term without understanding. He's not tricking anyone into thinking this was fun. He's saying that if you don't like or appreciate the style of fight, there's other options outside the UFC that may provide better options. Personally, I love catching a good Muay Thai bout when I can, because these dudes stand in front of each other and just murder each other. I mean, people want to see you go out there and die. They don't care about your health when you're a fighter. They want to see you get knocked out and have irreparable brain damage. That was an amazing fight. You out there, you giving your life for these people, and they're going to forget about you on Sunday. So, if you're a fighter, I say be boring. Be boring and win. Now, they might kick you off the UFC, which is what they did to the dude that beat Buchecha. They said he was boring. He had a winning record in the UFC. He beat Buchecha, and they still kicked him out. So, you can't really win. All you can do is play the game and get so big to where you can't get kicked out of the UFC. But just realize the UFC don't care about you. UFC BJJ don't care about you. UFC MMA don't care about you. Slap fight, they really don't care about you. In slap fight, they trying to kill you. All these fans, they rather see you at your lowest point, get knocked out, get your leg broken, get your arm broken, get your skull crushed, and now, oh, that was a great fight. Oh, I really enjoyed that. They just want to see carnage. They don't care about the technique, the technical aspects. You spend your whole life to master. They don't care about none of that stuff. And they complaining because the guys didn't get damaged enough. They upset because you didn't get hurt or you didn't hurt the other person enough. So that tells you everything you need to know. These people, bro, it's crazy to me when You see these fighters be dancing for views and dancing for fights, be pleading for fights in the UFC, and the fans don't even care if you live or die. If you die, man, the fans ain't gonna remember you. You think the fans remember the 2 boxers that died in Japan? 2 fighters that died in the same card? They don't care about. They're gonna forget about you the next day. They're not gonna think about you. They're gonna be cheering, drinking their beer, eating their popcorn. You over there dying in the mat on the ring. These people don't care about you. These people on Reddit don't care about these people on Reddit for sure don't care about you. It says people just act different so they look like hardcore. Some same dudes who defended the stuff Batista did on Aldo. I just did what I had to do in order to win. Every fighter's trying to win. Yeah, RIP to the boxers, man. People don't. Some of them people at the event don't even know those boxers died. They don't even care. It says, is a perfectly defensible position, especially in a championship fight. And in fact, GSP or sometimes DJ or championship Aldo are all examples of that approach. Demanding someone find it. Balea, what's up, man? Balea cares. Thank you, Balea. Me and Balea go way back, man. Balea, you gonna watch the Moneyberg, man? You gonna be watching Moneyberg for me? Let me know. Let me know what Moneyberg's saying about me. About us. I can't do it. I gotta go to train. Although I sound terrible. maybe I need to. Maybe I just need to get some rest or something. Says demanding someone find it entertaining is bonkers. You can't demand people be entertained by stuff. It's almost an automatic reaction. I mean, if they want to be entertained, go watch bare knuckle boxing, where UFC fighters go to die. You know, go watch slap fighting, where man, that stuff's wild, bro. Moneyberg is the real go. I want to see Moneyberg out there. I want to see Moneyberg at the UFC. Blade, you going to CJI? I might be out there, man. I'm gonna try to see Moneyberg out there. I want to see Moneyberg. I want to see. Maybe I should get that Moneyberg shirt. I'll get a bootleg Moneyberg shirt. Yo, bro, CJI gonna be good. You love bare knuckle fighting? Yeah. I mean, bro, that's basically it. Once you hit bare knuckle boxing, that's what happened to what's that girl? Not Paige Norcutt. What's that girl's name? Paige Van Zant. That's what happened to her. She went from UFC to bare knuckle boxing. That was it. All right. So a lot of people thought it was boring. Wait, let me see. It's particularly amusing because people have no qualms about admitting certain types of striking can be boring. Nobody liked what Anderson Silva did to Damian Maia, and people mock Strickland's striking all the time. Heck, GSP got clowned for his jab, jab, jab approach. Sometimes that's one hell of a jab. So, I mean, people are going to complain regardless, you know. I mean, yeah. Someone says, I find Sean Strickland fights boring too. It has nothing to do with wrestling. Some styles are just boring. I can admit I was impressed with Hamzat's performance as well as bored by it. Some people love to bitch one way or another. Now MMA fans will be calling everyone else casuals. Yo, Josiah be following everybody. I mean, people are going to complain. Even when you win, people complain. Someone says, we're tired of the UFC being damage-based scoring. We're tired of the UFC's damage-based scoring. Yet a lot of fights are won strictly on control time, with next to zero damage being done, which is still within the rules, but is widely considered boring by everyone not coping and trying to convince everyone that they're hardcore for enjoying these fights. I want to see some casuals get in there with Shemaev or DDP, or throw some casuals in there, because people get bored, but they don't realize you put a regular person in there, regular American person in there, overweight, high blood pressure, ain't worked out since high school. They can't survive 30 seconds. They go to they get hit one time. That's it. Bro, it's crazy. I started ranting. 20 minutes just passed by. What the heck happens? Once I start ranting, time just flies. We got Miss Alex over here. We are huge fans of Alex. You know, she does good work. Looks like she going through it too. You know, she's been promoting. You know, I mean, as hard as Craig Jones has been promoting CJI, she had PGF, CJI, AD. Is she at ADCC? Polaris? Was she at? No, a different girl. Polaris. She be everywhere though. Shout out to her. She doing it.
I just feel brain foggy, so I'm excited for the NAD. So I just want my personality to be able to shine through and not feel groggy or anything, but luckily feeling good after the full moon weekend. So when I was getting ready for my second match, I was like, oh, is this for third? And they're like, no. Oh, they were like, at first they were like, okay, yeah, this is for third. And then they like checked the computer, they're like, oh wait, no, you'd have to win 4 more for third. Oh, wow. Yeah, right now, you can kind of just see like the dark circles under my eye. I have like a little bit of acne and stuff going on. The underground secret sauce of the beauty industry, NAD. You hear everyone talking about it, but it's kind of not super known, and I feel like it has just pushed me levels ahead, even energy-wise, brain fog-wise, but especially with my skin's glow, which is something I really need for on-camera stuff. So NAD's going in now. It is a little uncomfortable, but it is so doable. Ooh, and I'm starting to feel the sensations of the NAD. I think it's so cool that you feel this way because you know the effects that it's having and what it's doing. And I feel like that's...
She doing it, man. You know, not only is she promoting her sponsors, she's competing. Balea just said, who's number one? CJI. Something else she did, too. She did AIGA. She out here. So, you know, my advice to Craig and Alex and everybody pushing hard, make sure you take some time off after this event. Well, she's probably going to work herself. Don't work yourself to death, girl. You know, if you need to turn down some work, go ahead, turn it down. She just interviewed Gavin Corbry. And she's good. And she was competing. You know, Balea be traveling too. They be having them traveling too. It does beat you up though. You know, you gotta take care of yourself too, guys. As I'm coughing my lung up, take care of yourself, guys. I took yesterday off. I was also out of town too. We got Mr. DC. Look at DC over there doing. Is that zone 3, zone 4 cardio? You know his heart rate up. It might be zone 5. He had training labs.
Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, DC. Faster, DC. Come on, DC.
Here we go.
Nah, DC.
10,
come on, DC.
9, 8. Come on, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, time. All right, that's it.
Guys, we gotta do better. You know, DC like to eat, but man, you gotta keep training, man. Uh-oh, we got Chael Sonnen over there.
Ready? Go! Come on, let's make it mine. Make it mine. Come on, Chael. Pull those bands, man. Pull those bands. Go.
Wrestler
That's
Joe.
it. Come on.
Hey, Joe, you got it to the old wrestler.
Chael, come on.
You challenging all American. He'll do anything.
15 down. Let's go.
You challenging all American. He'll do anything.
Come on, Chael. That's it. 10, 9. Come on, move them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, time.
Balea says he's on travel break till Vegas. That's like a week off. You got a week? CGI, then Ocean BJJ in Italy, then who's number one in Austin. So yeah, a little break. And you got a family and stuff too. I was about to say something. These guys out here doing it. And that's the easy workout at Training Labs. You think that's the Training Labs workout? He going easy on them. Training Lab, Coach Cal over there, he could break Chimaev. He be breaking everybody. He can break a world champion, Olympic champion, MMA champion. He can break you down. And you know that the assault bike's tough, but when he put you on that stationary bike, that road bike, when he put you on that road bike, you got to output 200 watts. Good luck. And, you know, cyclists got some good cardio. I mean, they be using some stuff too, but they got some great cardio. They be pumping up a mountain for 2 hours. I forget how long the races are. Over 100 miles every race, the Tour de France. Bro, they be going up a mountain for 2 hours straight and don't get tired on one breath. More Moneyberg says, are we done talking about Moneyberg? Napoleon Blown Apart just released a video. So this came out recently. I don't know if we can watch it. We might show a very brief clip. Someone says, don't stop talking about it. Let's look at the clip first.
My name is Napoleon Blown Apart, and I am here to ask you a question.
Again, guys, we might get hit with copyright, so we're going to take a little break. 200 miles?
Is a man not entitled... Wait, sorry, wrong question. What I actually wanted to ask you is, when it comes to YouTube and the MMA sphere, who is the most influential person in the world? Is it Joe Rogan, the man who practically has to pistol whip DMT out of his frontal lobes in order to sleepwalk through another podcast?
Is that Joe Rogan's real stand-up comedy? Yo, Joe Rogan, what the heck you doing over here, bro? Where's Diddy at? Is Diddy behind you? Somebody said I can't make Diddy jokes. You know what? I'm going to continue making Diddy jokes until they're no longer cool, which is probably next week. Joe Rogan, bro. You guys love Joe Rogan.
What's the line of consciousness and not consciousness between hydrogen and here?
Right, when do we call it? When do we call it consciousness? Yeah. I was watching a video today that we played on a podcast earlier of a monkey riding a motorcycle down the street,
Who humble. Dana's own Nepo babies, the Nelk Boys, who, well, entertain who presley weapon.
Shut the
Let me pause. You know, I gotta pause because I don't know if we can watch this. I'm not gonna click on it anymore. Let me, because you know YouTube, bro. YouTube will get you, bro. Let me back out real fast. YouTube gonna get me. YouTube will take down the stream. There've been so many times I was streaming. I think I streamed a Polaris. We watched a Polaris match or something. Anything UFC Polaris based. I don't know that content creator, so I can't really react to their videos because they will hit me down. They'll take the stream off, the video go black, the comments will still be there, but the video go black. So I got to be on my best behavior on YouTube. It says, don't stop talking about it. Every single athlete who supported him is a bad person. I didn't say that. Comment said that. The commentator said that. And deserves to be shamed for their lack of integrity and character. So some of your favorite grapplers, and let's be honest, a lot of them didn't have integrity or character. Now I think about it, why did we assume they had integrity and character? That's on us. My bad for thinking these people had some integrity. You know, that's our fault. We shouldn't assume these dudes had integrity. If you have been in the sport for a while, you know 99% of them don't have any integrity or character. I'm not saying, guys, I'm reading the comments. I'm not saying this. The commenter said this. I'm not saying this. Yeah, where is Mike? Oh, probably true, but it needs to be emphasized, especially for grifters like Mikey Musumeci, who pretended to be good. Is Mikey a grifter? I don't know if Mikey's a grifter. I don't think he's not really selling you. Now, if he was selling you some pasta sauce, some pizza or pasta sauce, you know, maybe. I don't know if Mikey's been taken advantage of or just, you know, just susceptible to being scammed. I think I feel like Mikey need a handler. You know, you can't let Mikey. He need a nurse or somebody. He can't be making decisions for himself. That's why he still live at home. His parents don't trust him to be by himself. I guess he was an agent for a little bit, but I mean, look how that worked out. Shacked up with some Asian guy and broke up with that Asian guy. Says, yeah, where is Mikey? I know he's reading these comments. Mikey will post on there sometimes. Someone says, I'll admit seeing Mikey with this guy was a shock. Wait, what did I miss about Mikey? Did he endorse Moneyberg? Says, yep, he gave him a glowing endorsement as soon as it happened, only to walk it back and play victim. He was claiming Moneyberg is smarter than most of us. He did say that. He tried to say it was a self-defense belt and then devolved to belts don't matter anyway, so what's the big deal? So, you know, Mikey was getting some money. My issue is that Mikey gets a lot of money. How much money do you think Mikey's made? He was making at least $50,000 every match at one championship. He had almost 10 matches or something, 5 or 10 matches. So $500,000 to one, either a quarter to $500,000, $250K to $500K possibly. He should be good. I mean, some people can spend that kind of money in no time. Mikey, how much pizza are you eating, bro? You can't. Did you go through all your money, bro? Bro, you give me $500K. I'm good. I think I'll retire at $500K. See you guys. I'm done. Someone says, I'm so glad people are starting to admit that Mikey isn't who he claims to be. Dude definitely plays up the autism. I have a family member with autism, and for sure he not like, you know, he not playing. You know, I love my cousin to death. He has autism. He has different things that he does, and it's just the way he is. And you know, he has a lot of things he can't do. So he needs his mother there to help him and watch over him. Balea says, didn't Chris Angel get an MMA black belt from Frank Mir? No, Frank Mir, no! We're going to look that up. You guys don't know. Balea been around for a long time. He know all the dirt. Balea, when you going to start your podcast, man? I'll throw some dollars your way. Mikey definitely done some grifting. He was using bass root and leg locks from Pancrase and tried to rebrand it as oh, no way. Well, that's jiu-jitsu. We be stealing stuff from judo. If it's from 1950s, it don't count no more. I saw Tariqa Plata. We're running out of time. I saw Tariqa Plata from the 1940s. I want some of Mikey's pizza. You got to put no Diddy on that, bro. You want Mikey's pizza? You want his pepperoni? Josiah, come on, bro. Balea Balea, they won't let you do your live stream. The thing is, they can find you, Balea, because you're gonna be at the show. You're gonna talk that dirt, and they're gonna see you at the show. The Brazilians gonna the Brazilian Balea, the Brazilians gonna get you. They're gonna get you behind the bleachers. Balea, be careful. Balea, don't say nothing, man. Balea got too much dirt. He running too many exclusive circles. They gonna find him. Now they can't find me. They can't find me in my basement. Come find me, guys. Balea, they know his schedule. Oh, he gonna be at the Ocean BJJ? Okay, let's get him, man. Man, Balea, I heard what you said, man. From back in Brazil, back in the day, man. I told you not to tell no one, man. Balea, guys, let's get Balea to get his podcast going. Balea say he's too busy. Balea. Keep your mouth shut, Balea. Don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut, man. It's okay if I do it. I can do it. Says too long didn't read Missed the drama with that one. I thought he was a legit pizza eating skeleton BJJ practitioner. He is a skeleton BJJ practitioner. What does that mean? Wait a second. Someone say, guys, I'm reading comments, so Mikey, don't come after me. Someone says, I'm so glad people are starting to admit that Mikey isn't who he claims to be. Dude definitely plays up the autism. He has failed a test with an estrogen blocker. Mikey? No, I don't believe that. Did he? Mikey, this dude said you failed a test. Balea, keep your mouth closed, Balea. Put a thumbs up if that's true. Don't do Balea. He says he has failed a test with an estrogen blocker. Can't remember exactly what it was. It could have been an androgen thing he actually popped for. And a few more things, including this. Mikey is a turd, always has been. I don't recall Mikey failing a test. But if it was one championship, we definitely would never know. Now, if it was IBJJF, IBJJF don't treat everybody the same. There's been some rumors that some of your favorite grapplers were forced to retire back in the day. They got a slap on the wrist. Hey, man, we ain't gonna rat you out, but you gotta sit this out now. No more grappling for you. So I don't know if that's true. I hear some rumors too. I've been in this community for a minute. I don't got the information Balea got. Balea got that classified, certified information. He got that good information. The Hoffer, yeah. I mean, Mushmaster knows some stuff too. He knows some stuff I don't know. I ain't saying no names. Now, I might read a comment. That's okay if I read the comment. You guys can find the Reddit thing on here. You guys can look that up yourself. I'm just saying there's been some dirt. And, I've been around before they had USADA. Before they had USADA, everybody had back knee. I remember I went to Worlds one time. You sit in the bleacher so you can see kind of everything when you high up. Everybody took their, people changing, taking their gi off. I'm like, bro, why the heck everybody got acne on their back? What the heck is going on? What in the world is this stuff? Balea, don't tell all, man. Balea know too much. Balea is the inside source. Top secret, man. Top secret info. Top secret info, man. Secret. Yeah, Balea, don't say nothing, bro. They can find you. They know your schedule. Man, we're gonna get Balea, man, after the commentary, man. I see some crazy stuff, and a lot of stuff I didn't understand. A lot of stuff I would see, I couldn't understand. I couldn't explain it. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know better. I didn't know. I thought it was just hard work. I thought all I had to do was train twice a day, train my technique, drill, work hard, and you could become champion. But sometimes they got some extra stuff, extra secrets, extra secret ingredient in the pasta. The little bit of pasta in your sauce can make the difference. So, there's levels to this, So when I be on here telling you guys to live a healthy life, I'm telling you guys you don't need to do this crap. And if somebody's telling you to do crap, man, just say no, man. Turn them down. Yeah. Mushmaster and Balea need to have their own podcast. Well, Mushmaster do have his own podcast. You need to bring it back. And they might come after him, though. He said Michael Lange said he trained 4 times a day. And it might have been possible. I don't know. But I think the most I ever did was 3 times a day, like 7 a.m. and then maybe 11 or 12 and then night class. And I just couldn't do that forever, Even twice a day, if you're rolling hard, it's not doable. Maybe for a camp, you could do it for. And I know, in Camp Springs, they would train 4 times a day, legit 4 times a day. And I was like, I did a week or 2 of that. I was like, all right, I gotta get out of here. And even that would break you down. You can't, you might do that one time in your life, 4 times training a day. You ain't going to do what are you going to do the next day? And the day after, and the day after. I don't know what those guys were doing. I mean, maybe they did that because some of those guys broken. Have you seen Michael Lange? He look old. I'll pull up his picture. He look like he's a grandpa. I thought the back knee was a form from not wearing a rash guard under the gi. When everybody got it, I ain't never had back knee in my life, man. Some people do have, whatever the oil in their system, they just get it. But man, listen, when everybody got that, he says his biceps had veins. Lucas Trey. Who is that? Lucas Tracy. I don't know who that is. So I did that for years and went crazy. And it's just not possible. It's not feasible to train 4 times a day. Like, I did it like when I was in my 20s strong, and even then I was like, I was beat up. So, maybe some people are doing you don't even need to train 4 times a day. Let's be honest, guys. If you rest and study, you're going to do better. You're going to do better doing that than wearing your body out. So I don't know about this Mikey thing. I never heard about this estrogen blocker. Mikey, do you want to come defend yourself on the live stream? I can't wait till I see Mikey in person. I'm not even going to say, if I see any people, Moneyberg or Mikey, I'm not going to like attack them. I'm just going to go about my day. Hey, I might wave. Hey, all right, let me get out of here. I ain't trying to talk to everybody. I just, hey, all right, I see you. You stay over there. You stay right over there where I can see you. Says it took Gordon 5 years to get his black belt. Is he acknowledging he has less aptitude than this guy? It's a case of shifting. He says shitting. Can I say that? I don't know. I'm going to say it. It's a case of shitting where you work. Like, you're hurting yourself too. There's a lack of sense to it. What's funny is that you can tell how bad he is because he posted those training videos without knowing how bad they make him look. It says Napoleon. I can't go over that video because I don't want to get a copyright. You guys can check that video. Napoleon blown apart. Pretty cool name. It says Napoleon at the very least went further in his background. Wasn't surprised if Derek, aka Meatloaf, he does look like Meatloaf. He does look like Meatloaf. We're talking about Moneyberg right now. We're in a Moneyberg thread right now. He does look like Meatloaf. That is who he looks like. I forgot about Meatloaf. Meatloaf probably better looking. No diddy. I've never seen this YouTuber, but watched his video. He seemed very much aware that would be the case. So suspect he will be ready and expecting it, and wouldn't have posted if he wasn't confident it wouldn't be a major issue for him. Getting a lawsuit. Someone said he looks like William Murderface from Def Clock. He looks like Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, he does. Weinstein. Look at him. That's his father, allegedly. Does that look like Moneyberg? Can you guys see? Let me move my. That look like Moneyberg. That look like his big Moneyberg, Papa Moneyberg. That looks exactly like him. God, dog. This guy is literally the number one problem in my life. Nah, you got different problems. I saw some other guy's video that basically claimed Moneyberg made his money growing cannabis with his old roommate and then started his coaching grift, which is where he made most of his money, like over 110 million. You know what? Grifter's going to make money in jiu-jitsu. MMA, grifter, MMA, jiu-jitsu. I don't, they can't really. Wrestling had their grifter with Foxcatcher. They got rid of him. He got rid of himself, actually. He said Moneyberg doesn't look that bad. All right, bro. Marley, what you talking about, bro? Moneyberg, get out of here. We found Moneyberg, guys. Moneyberg. Yeah, $10 million. I don't know how much he had. You know what? These MMA guys, jiu-jitsu guys, very, very. It's easy to manipulate these people. It's too much CTE, too much TISM. They're not really thinking, so they see a couple cars, they see a nice house. They over there bending over backwards. And I don't think a lot of these people can't tell that Moneyberg is a scam artist, allegedly, or, you know, has maybe other plans, you know, with what he's doing and how he's building himself off their clout. I don't know. It says, I don't know the guy was such an obvious fraud. I didn't know the guy was such an obvious fraud outside of BJJ, but still, that video could have been half as long. He calls himself Moneyberg. Says, an Instagram history vid on DB and Mikey. Why are you using those says that feed came up to what I believe was an actual role because it was the only time I saw MB sweat. Who is MB? Sorry, guys. I'm cooked. I thought I was getting better. Belia says, Moneyberg said in his promo, Danielle, a.k.a. Claudia, is a 3-time world champion. Yeah, we looked it up. She got bronze at I think she won a purple or blue belt or something, but she got bronze as a black belt. So when you say world champion, to me, I'm thinking black belt IBJJF world championship. So, yeah. So I you know, you got to be very careful. I don't consider the lower belts. You know, some people will add their lower belt world championships. I don't consider that. I just consider black belt. Black belt IBJJF, not Nogi. You actually could use Nogi. Well, she got bronze in Nogi Worlds back in like 10 years ago, which was a different time period. So I'm not saying she's not good at jiu-jitsu, but you know, I understand they're promoting her. You know, I understand why he did it, but yes, technically she's not a black belt world champion. I mean, just say she's a UFC fighter, UFC veteran. You know, that might be a better play. Boxing world champion. Yeah, so Moneyberg's going to have a, we looked at that earlier. I don't know if you saw that, Balea. He's got a, I don't know where it is. We'll go to his story again. Let me duplicate this. We'll come back to this. You know, I'm gonna try to get to 3 hours, guys, and I gotta get some food and rest a little bit before I go. He's gonna have a little live stream today. I won't be able to go. I got other stuff to do. I don't want to get ganged up on somebody else's social media. But we'll listen to his promo one more time.
To draw your attention to your mama's panty drawer. If you go to your mama's panty drawer right now, the special drawer where she keeps her butt plugs and dildos, you're going to see a Moneyberg t-shirt or perhaps a rash guard. You know the special drawer I'm talking about. You snooped in there before, you little weirdo. Go check in your mommy's panty drawer and go see if there's a Moneyberg rash guard, Moneyberg t-shirt. On August 18th, at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific, you're welcome to invite for a Q&A. We can talk about your mama's panties. We can talk about my black belt. We can talk about finance and success and how to help you be a more prosperous person if you want to. Open Q&A. Open to the public, even losers and haters. I'll see you Monday, August 18th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Show up live.
Thank you, Moneyberg. So if you guys want to go to that live stream, that Zoom call, go ahead. Let me know what's going on. Give me the info. Give me the 411. I won't be there. I got other stuff to do. As Moneyberg said, I'm broke and I'm poor. I gotta go make some money. We got Mr. Big Breakfast, Elijah Dorsey. Big news, he says, for the first time. Hopefully you guys can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh. Too zoomed in. I can't even read. I'm just gonna show the shirt. There we go. All right, let me zoom back out. I can't read. For the first time, I will have Big Breakfast Big Stacks shirts available to the public. This is the first batch. They will be available in person. Purchase at my booth that I will have at the Jiu-Jitsu Con in 2 weeks. If you aren't able to attend Jiu-Jitsu Con / Masters Worlds, feel free to send me a DM to make your pre-order. More things are in the works and will be announced leading up to Jiu-Jitsu Con. So he's got a new t-shirt coming out. Look at that. I like that. I kind of like the basic one. I like more. That one's cool too, but I like the more basic, simple design with the pancakes. You know, I love me some pancakes. Elijah Dorsey, we call him Big Breakfast. I'm not sure why. Maybe Mushmaster can let us know why that is the case. He's so funny. He would whoop all our butts and make more money than us, and is more funny than us. He's just better than us. His IQ. It was kind of crazy. Mikey was calling people. Mikey said you guys got low IQs. I guess I'm a part of that too. Whenever people start insulting your intelligence, I don't know. Check out these shirts. If you guys gonna be at Jiu-Jitsu Con or Worlds, yeah, I like the basic one. I'm more of the basic design with the pancakes with the black belt. Yeah, I like that one. Is it the same one? Is it reversed or is he put it on backwards? Oh. Okay. Are those twins? We got more twins in Jiu-Jitsu? Who would win in a grappling match, Craig Jones or Jaquavion Gracie? Who is that? They ain't no. I don't think they got a Jaquavion Gracie. The Gracie said no. Yeah, I don't know who that is. There ain't no Jaquavion Gracie. We got Mr. Ben Askren, guys. Again, I'm gonna jump off at 3 hours. Who else live streaming for 3 hours about jiu-jitsu? Who else can rant? I guess Mikey could rant for about 10 hours on jiu-jitsu. But it won't be as cool as mine, as funny as my show. Got Mr. Ben Askren. He's hanging out with his boy DC.
Listen, no, because I didn't know if you'd be fucking. I'll throw 1, and then you have 10 to beat me. I gotta throw it further than me. Ben, I'm not. It's manual to get Ben to get up and start. Ben, I'm not doing this shit right now. Oh baby, there's no way beating that. Is that cheating? I thought you were throwing. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Where'd he go? No chance. There's no. You can throw from the grass here if you want. Okay.
Where'd he go?
Daniel, do you know how to play this stuff? I've never done this before. Watch this. Don't film all 10 and embarrass him. Oh, that's not going to get it done. No. You're not going to get this one. That was a really good roll. Oh, that's a good one.
He hit the tree.
Maybe half the distance. Oh.
No, you suck.
Oh, we got bounce off the tree. You got to roll. You might get lucky.
DC can't do it either.
Yeah, they all turn. Why do they all turn? They all turn to the left if you throw your right hand.
Jaquavion Gracie.
You're not good.
Yeah, I know that ain't real.
And snap your wrist. Flatten it out, Daniel. Flatten it. There
That's
we
better.
go.
That's a better one.
Go.
Who gonna get those frisbees?
Oh, that's it. Oh, there's my roll. Oh,
who gonna get those frisbees later?
That was good. Oh, that one's got too much stability. Can't roll it. Oh, you got that.
DC, look at DC. Why are you all the way up there? DC, stop. DC,
ooh,
just stop.
All right. That's bullshit. Go sit down.
That's something happened.
No, because I didn't know if you'd be fucking. I'll throw 1, and then you have 10 to beat me. I gotta throw it further than me. Ben, I'm not.
It's a manual to get Ben to get up and start.
Ben, I'm not doing this shit right now.
Where'd it go?
Baby. There's no way beating that.
I don't know where it went.
Is that cheating? I thought you were throwing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
You have no.
I can't even see where it went. One of them had a kid with a clean leg. Well, that's how you got Hickson and Horion. Helson? Is Helson? Come on, bro. I know the Gracie history. Come on, you trying to stop me. Marley, stop, bro. Yeah, Ben Askren looking good, bro. Look at him. He doing good throwing frisbees. Talking crap on to DC. He doing good. The new longs, we got a new pair of longs. All right, I got about 5 more minutes before I got to dip. I'm going to try to hit these 2 stories. It says Reiner de Ritter and Anthony Hernandez react to Khamzat Chimaev's victory. It says the new champ showed a wrestling and control masterclass yesterday. A crazy accomplishment to dominate DDP like that. I believe a matchup between us, UFC fighters, They always scrambling for a match. These guys always be pleading for a match. You know, I don't like the UFC. I believe a matchup between us could make a fight for the ages. I've already faced the best American wrestler, Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel? Bo Nickel? Is he the best American wrestler? Maybe in the UFC. We ain't got no better wrestler than Bo Nickel. I'm curious. He ain't got no hands though. I'm curious to see what I can do against the best Caucasus area wrestler. Back on the grind tomorrow. Rest up, kill Cliff boys. And then Anthony Hernandez says, congratulations to him. It was a pretty boring match. Not gonna lie, but man, call me for the fight. I can wrestle. I can do jiu-jitsu. I can stop all that stuff and shut him down. With my gas tank, man, I'll drown him. I promise. I'll make him work. So keep me in mind. So you see how these guys be pleading, jumping. Look at me. I want to fight Daddy Dana. Pick me, Daddy. Pick me. Who is Marley? There's no Marley. We know it's you, bro. We know it's you. Marley, switch over to your original handle, bro. And just say you're sorry, bro. You don't even have to say you're sorry. Just switch over to your original handle, man. We're not upset. I'm not angry. All I did was put you in timeout that one time. Look at Josiah. Josiah's cool. No hard feelings, brother. Paragon versus Renegade. Everybody over there trying to get a match, you know. They over here. You would think these guys are, well, I guess they are struggling. You would think these guys are struggling. Well, you know, fighters only make money in the UFC when they fight. Did you guys not know that? So they got to keep fighting. They got to keep pleading. Please, Daddy Dana, please pick me. I want to fight. I can beat him. That's just the world we live in. That's the world they live in. Michael Chandler reacts to the Paramount deal. Yeah, Paramount. I couldn't remember Paramount was who gave the UFC all that money. Says, are all you scummy illegal streamers going to pony up and pay the Paramount subscription? And that was Michael Chandler. Someone says, are you going to win a fight? Oh, dang. God, dog, why they got to go so hard? Chandler is literally the definition of a failed company man. I've never seen someone campaign so hard to be a lackey and essentially get left on red at every turn. UFC don't care about you. The dude who commits 5+ blatant fouls a fight has the nerve to call people scummy for choosing to cheat the system and pirate instead of paying for pay-per-view. The lack of self-awareness is astonishing. How much does the pay-per-view cost now, guys? It's going to be cheaper with the Paramount deals. $10 a month, $10 something. But I mean, do you really want to add another subscription? I don't. The fans aren't cheating the fighters. The UFC is cheating the fighters. If fans could decide fighter pay, fighters would get a much larger cut. That seems self-evident, but it's not up to us. The pirating is anti-UFC because the UFC is anti-fighter with some other policies. Well, it doesn't matter how much you give the UFC money. I mean, maybe pay-per-view. Pay-per-view wise, money does go to the fighters, but once they go to the Paramount deal, it don't matter how much you give Paramount. They're not going to give the fighters more. At this point, I have to admire Michael Chandler. The man's main mission in life is to get shit on online and get cucked by a cokehead. Oh, dang. Here before comments about a fighter union that will never happen. Chandler used to brag about being a company man at Bellator and now UFC. Sounds like Mikey a little bit. He literally takes pride in being a shill. This is why I don't feel bad for most guys anymore. No company cares about you. It's why I have to find a way to work for myself, especially a fighting company. This is why I've been hating on who's that? Since Chandler, Mike Chandler, since like 2008 Bellator days. Painfully fake. I mean, them Chechenians, the Russians, all the Russians, Dagestani people, they got the illegal Russian stream. Why can't we use the illegal Russian stream too? It's not a bad question. Many of us have said That's exactly what we wanted all the time and would pay for. Yet nobody imagined a price this amazing. Yet still, $13 versus free remains the question. Free usually wins this one. It's so easy to be watching it for free within seconds, and they're not as unreliable as they used to be, but still they remain unreliable at the annoyance level. Judo TV's way better subscriptions. Oh, Judo TV. I might need to look into it. Judo. I give Judo a hard time, but I'm trying to put Judo on the radar a little bit more. As far as I know, is there a Judo streamer? Is there anybody streaming about Judo? Is there anybody streaming about wrestling? Is there anybody streaming about jiu-jitsu? So I kind of try to touch a little bit on everything. No Diddy. If you can pay. But what's the point if the money doesn't go to the fighters? What's the point? We got a lot of other stuff. I'm probably gonna dip in a minute. There's my girl Helen. I'm a big fan of hers. Helen, she was training with Chimaev. She says, I guess he already won. I hope he didn't put no hands on you, Helen. He's Muslim, I believe. That won't stop him, though. Fixing Moneyberg's. This is the last video, guys. Then I got to dip. Fixing Money Turd's arm triangle. So I guess Krikorian's not a big fan of Moneyberg either.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Someone send this to Money Turd. Arm triangle, you set it up cross body here. Don't just try to jump over their body. You're just gonna get caught in between their legs. You're gonna go knee on belly, skip across, and then you're gonna go heel to butt, and then skip that knee across. Now you can make the adjustment and get the tap. Free tip, not even gonna charge.
Says, I have yet to see this man execute one move where I could look at it and honestly say, okay, not bad. My man Hoist said, well, he's a big, strong guy, PSA, if this dude was actually just paying for privates and trying to get better at jiu-jitsu, I really wouldn't care, but he's not. He's a massive scam artist. Shout out to Krikorian. Look at Krikorian talking about it. He's a massive scam artist, liar, and bully who's insulting our community and acting like a child. So sometimes you just gotta fight fire with fire. So shout out to Krikorian. Krikorian, where's Josiah? Josiah said he thought Grippo was better than Krikorian. I gotta say Krikorian's got, at least personality-wise, he's better than Grippo. He might be better than me. He doing some funny skits. I ain't doing no funny skits. Why are you a big fan? Because she's chunky. Helen's not chunky. What are you talking about? Helen is not chunky, bro. Helen Morales? No, she's one of the most technical wrestlers in American history. So that's why I'm a big fan of hers. I'm a yellow belt in boxing now. Josiah is young, maybe. I don't know. All right, guys, that's it. I'm dipping out of here. If you guys want to watch Moneybird, go check out his Zoom. Let me know. Go behind enemy lines for me. Let me know what's going on. Tell me what the enemy's doing. If the enemy's over here in my stream, it ain't gonna help you. That's basically it. We have a link to the. Can I pull that up real fast? We have a link to the GoFundMe for the guy that passed away at IBJJF. Get me out of here. It's at the where the heck is this? Come on, why is it being crappy? Oh shoot, I see what I pressed the wrong button. Let me do it one more time. Hitting the wrong button. If you guys want to donate, send a little bit of money to the athlete Alvis. They have a goal of raising $10,000, which isn't that much money, when it comes to funeral costs and stuff, casket and stuff like that. If you guys would like to donate some money, please. Oh, you guys can't even see. Here we go. What is there to fund? He's dead. Yeah, bro. We don't like that kind of behavior, Marley. So, you make jokes like that, man, you're gonna have to go on timeout again. So, yeah, we're gonna be respectful. The family has costs to take care of the the dead person. And again, I'm not forcing you guys to put any money. I put my money up there. I don't know if you can see it. My little bit of money is up there. My little bit of dollars up there. So if you would like to give money, I saw it. I saw that comment. You know you shouldn't have posted that. It's all right, man. I understand. So if you guys would like to donate, go ahead. It's in the pin. I don't know if it'll be. I can put it in the video too. I'll save this and put it in the video. If you guys would like to donate to him, you know, he was just a white belt. It could be any of you guys, a new person you might have met. We all meet new people that love the sport. They're die hard. They want to compete, and anything could happen. So I want this channel to be about giving and education, a little bit of humor, some news, a little bit of everything, some breakdowns. So we're always going to try to make an effort to give, even if I gave my last $10. I gave my last $10 on there. So I'm gonna go make some more money. You know, not the crazy way, but the right way. So I'll leave that. I'll put it in the video description as well. And that's it, guys. If you want to support the channel, just let people know about the live stream. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good Magic Monday, Mat Side Monday. Get some training in. You know, Moneyberg ain't training, but we're gonna train for you, Moneyberg. And that's it. We should be back tomorrow, God willing. You know. And that's it, man. I'll see you guys. I need a new video, outro video. I'm not playing that inverted gear video no more. I need to make a new one. What would you guys like to see? Let me know. All right, guys, I'm done. See ya.